fan of this playlist that I've been building over the last couple of months. I think there's like 60, 70 songs on it now. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Minor Threat, question mark? Yes, answer. Sure. Zach the flannel is banging. Thank you. I've worn it on this stream before, I'm pretty sure, but I only have like a couple of shirts, so, fuck it. Zach, are you a fan of stoner metal? Yes, I am. I'm a huge fan of the band Sleep. Bong Ripper, Sleep, High on Fire. Yeah, I like that stuff. Zach, why are you so pink? It's because my screen is pink and it's reflecting onto my face. So I think I fixed it so I won't be doxing myself again. So I've changed my display capture to my secondary monitor. So yeah, it should be better. Dope Smoker is the album by Sleep that you got to get. Is it Dope Smoker? Yeah, the one with like the 25-minute song. Side one, it's just the greatest thing in the whole world. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Zach, the flannel makes you look like a lesbian. From a lesbian. Okay. That's cool. I feel like lesbians have better fashion sense than most straight guys, so I'll take it. Zach, your other camera is on. No, well, I don't know what to do about that. I'm going to fuck something up. As long as I don't give out my home address, phone number, and entire financial situation, I'm fucking fine with it. You know what I mean? Zach, you quiet, BB. I think your volume, bro, is a little low. How's the PS5? It's fantastic. It's the greatest thing in the world. I've been playing Hitman 3. I've been loving it. It's cool. Do you know the band Swans? Are you fucking kidding me? Of course I know the band Swans. Come on, dude. Who do you think you're talking to? Michael Gira, baby. Angels of Light. All that shit. I'm into it. Is the controller any different? The controller's got more like of a weird tactile response thing. And it only shows up in certain games. But like Hitman 3, it's like when you pull the trigger, it feels different than when you pull the trigger on a shooter. It's got like a smart thing going on, which is cool. Ever seen a show at Black Cat in DC? Black Cat. Of course I have. Thousands of them. I grew up in DC, so I would go there all the time. Zach, shout out. My brother Noel is a huge fan. What up, Noel? Thanks, dude. You ever listen to the new Viagra Boys record? No, I have not. Let me check and see what's going on with Trevor. See if he sent this thing through yet. I bet he didn't. My gut tells me he didn't. My gut is right. He didn't do it. He's probably setting up a green screen. I don't know why he's all into the green screen. I'm sure he's listening to me right now. He can explain himself when he gets on. Are you a Caps fan? Dude, I'm not a sports fan. I don't know shit about sports. Going to a hockey game, if they're not fighting, I'm bored out of my brains. Are you a fan of Jesus Lizard? Yeah, to a degree. I saw them live in LA a couple years ago. It was pretty cool. I like them. I like Scratch Acid and Jesus Lizard. All that David Yao shit's cool. I checked out Sirhan after you talked about them on stream, and now I can't stop listening like multiple times a day. Thank you so much. Yes, my band, Sirhan, is on Spotify. Check it out. Zach, do you like the Deftones? No! And I get asked that every time I'm on this fucking stream. I think even Twitch bot, what the fuck do you call the robot that answers questions, has been programmed to say, no, he doesn't like the fucking Deftones. Nightbot. There it is. Zach is not a fan of Deftones. To me, and I don't know much about Deftones, but it's like rap metal. I don't like rap metal, dude. Oh, good Lord. I'm just getting trolled now with the Deftones shit. It's all a troll. Everything's a troll. They're not rap metal? Okay, well then you know what? I even tried like a month ago after so many people have asked about Deftones. I put on an album, the one with the white horse, the pony. I listened to it and I listened to the first song. I was like, this is not for me. This is not for me. Maybe they're fantastic. Maybe I just listened to the wrong thing, but I was just like, this is not a band I'm into. You should bookmark the Metacritic for Miss March. Full reviews ranked by score. Yes. I should also go stub my toe on purpose 1,000 times in a row. Twitch bot fun fact. Zach has a cute dog. That is true. I do have a very cute dog. Are you working on a new album? No, I'm not. Faith No More? Big thumbs up. I almost played Faith No More this morning, but I was like, which song? And I was going to go with Surprise You're Dead, but I don't know. I bailed. Have you heard of a band from Philly called The Teeth? Rings a bell, but I couldn't say yes for sure. How is everybody? What happened? Mr. Bungle is probably one of my favorite bands of all time. Desert Island shit right there. Yes. Do you like parquet courts? Yes, I do. I'll just talk about music until Trevor gets on. We'll just do this for a while. If it's annoying to you, I apologize. It won't last very long. What did you play in Sirhan, homie? I sang and played the piano, keyboard, stuff like that. Anyone here listen to the Head Portals? Nope. Do you like the Butthole Surfers? First, obviously. I mean, they wrote one of our theme songs. They had the Self-Select Saturday opening song that we'll probably play tomorrow is that's Gibby Haynes, baby. Do you like Naked City and John Zorn stuff? I for a while I pretended that I really did. I'll just say that. I've pretended to really like it a lot, and I do like it. I just can't listen to it for more than 5 minutes, and then I start to go crazy. You know what I mean? I feel like that's just me being honest. If you'd asked me in my 20s, I'd be like, yeah, John Zorn's fucking genius, but I would have been lying. Children of Bottom, I'll listen to them sometimes if I'm feeling real corny. Did you ever tell yourself you were going to law school? Never in my life. Tonight, raid Forest of Wires again. Okay, he's dope, and he played Let's Go to the Nursing Home last Saturday. Cool, I'm down for that. Although, I don't know. Wait, I guess the Fantastics we raid on Saturday, right? Fantastic Plastics? Who is your least favorite Whitest kid? That would have to be myself. That would have to be me. Do you like Misery Signals? No, I don't know them. Do you listen to Death Grips? On occasion. When I'm feeling real mad. Let's check my email again. Let's see what's going on with Mr. Moore. What do we see? What do we know? He still has not done this. Ooh, Trevor. Buddy. You're in trouble. Do you like Sheer Mag? Nah, they're okay. I don't not like them. I just don't listen to them on purpose. The best Whitest kid is the ones who's got out of Dodge. What the fuck does that mean, Bodacious? Are you into experimental metal? Esoteric is phenomenal. I think I have listened to Esoteric on this stream before, yes. Trevor had COVID. He's allowed to... Trevor has been COVID-free for a while. So, Death, yes. Death is a band I fuck with, for sure. Leprosy is my favorite album, even though most people would probably say Scream Bloody Gore is the record. But, to each their own. Zach, I so appreciate you. Oh, this is him. Yo.
Hey, I'm sending you a thing right now.
Far fucking out, dude. All right, cool. I will be ready. All right. What would you say is the most brutal or heavy band you're way into? God, I don't know. There's a ton. Really into Blood Incantation and Spectral Voice. Talked about that a bunch on this stream. Really into the band Death. It's pretty brutal. I mean, there's always been stuff. Nails is a really hard band. That's almost. Primitive Man is really hard. Primitive Man, I think, hangs out in here sometimes. Sometimes somebody from Primitive Man is in our chat, which makes me real happy. Okay, here we go. The email came through. Let's get into it. Let's get into the news. Open Zoom. I hate that we have to do this on Zoom. But if we do it on Discord, it looks like fucking trash. Join with video. Let me pull it into my second monitor. Thank you guys for your patience. You know how it is. All right, now he's got to let me into the meeting. Oh, cool.
What is up?
Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can. Hang on, let me swap this. Hopefully I pull... Oh, yeah, good.
Awesome.
Okay,
how's it going?
It's just your head, so I fucked that up. But I think I can fix this.
Hi, chat. How's everybody doing? What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about music. We're talking about heavy metal. And I like my metal. What's up, dude? So what's going on? Give everybody a COVID update, right? First up.
So I just got my whole family's out of it. We're all negative.
Is clear. The child is clear.
Well, the child we don't know because we're not gonna test him for a couple more days because he really didn't like being tested. It was like it's hard to explain to a 3-year-old what they're doing.
Yeah, I bet.
Like they put the thing up his nose, and he was telling me afterwards. He was like, "Dad, they put a booger up my nose," and I was like, "That's not what I was like, that's not what they did. And he's like, yeah, because like usually you try to get boogers out of your nose, but he was like, they put a booger up my nose and like.
That is so fun. Hey, look at our stream real quick.
I have it paused, so
we have a sexy new look.
Ooh, that's great. Yeah, well, who did? Like one of the fans did that, right?
A really cool guy. I think it was Future Reunion Tour. I think was his name on Reddit. He sent it to me. And
that's awesome.
He also made a graphic that I need to find and put onto. If you're watching this, buddy, can you email me the plate, the like loading screen plate that you made, and I'll do that because it's time to update that shit.
Also,
anyway.
I said I would do it, and I did. I got the final tally for what we've raised so far.
Oh, great! What do we got? What are we at?
Drum roll, $93,000.
Ooh, we're $7,000 shy of 100, which is
pretty great.
I don't know what we're calling a third of the way through because our budget right now is supposed to be $300K, but with taxes, it's got to go above. But
I don't think we need to pay that.
Yeah, sure. No one ever got in trouble for tax evasion. So we got to update the jug. I don't know how to do that, but cool.
But yeah, we're doing well. Basically, we started Twitch streaming 4 months ago?
Yeah, it sounds right.
Something like that. So that's really great. I mean, we're on a great path to being able to, pay for this movie by the end of the year, which is awesome. So thank you guys again. All of your contributions have been greatly appreciated, and we're kind of constantly we talk to each other about how blown away about how generous you guys have been, and that anyone still cares about us after 10 years. So so thank you.
It's true. You guys are making it happen. Really appreciate it. Hang on. Yukari, is that who just did a fucking gifting spritz right there? Stainless Steel Rat, thank you so much, you guys, for the gifted. Yeah, Yukari. I'm going to say all of this shit wrong. But,
someone asked how the YouTube was doing. I'll say, of that 93,000, about 12,000 is from YouTube. Like the
is that
bulk,
good or bad? I have no idea.
I don't know, but it's just saying it just shows you how much more the Twitch thing is
Twitch is the
working. Yeah. So, also, I think I'm getting the vaccine this week.
Ah, very cool.
Yeah.
Are we lagging out, guys? My computer's going so slow. No one's complaining, so I'm gonna assume it's cool. Wait, so you're getting the vaccine when? What did you just say?
I think I'm gonna get the vaccine this week.
Wait, I thought you already got the vaccine.
No. I got COVID.
I know you had COVID, but then I thought that you got okay. So you have the antibody.
I have the antibodies.
Okay.
But I'm gonna get the actual honest to God.
Wait, how
vaccine.
come you get it? Because Sarah looked up our shit and said that there's 8 million people in Los Angeles in front of us.
Yes.
What's your secret?
It's a great question, Zach. I understand why you'd ask that. Not sure I want to talk about it right now. Next question, but thank you. But yes, I'm going to get the vaccine this week.
Wow, okay, all right. Now I really want to know.
I can talk to you off air, but yeah.
Wow,
going to
get it. All right. Yeah, I'm going to guess that X109724 hit it. Disney.
What?
He says Disney.
No, not at all.
Oh, all right. Interesting.
No.
Andraka the Duck King donated, says you guys should do an AMA on Reddit to promote the fundraising efforts. Your sketches still reach the front page a lot. You have a lot of fans on there who probably don't know about this.
Yeah, we plan to, but we have so many plans here at Whitest Kids Incorporated. Like, we want to do a Reddit AMA and kind of officially announce the channel now that it's been on the air for like 7 months.
Better late than never.
But also, Civil War on Drugs out of my hands. It's now getting uploaded. It will hopefully be up in the next 2 weeks. I've done my part. I did it. It's gone.
Explain why. So we've said it's coming in 2 weeks. I feel like for the last 2 months. Can you? There's actually a very legit reason that you explained to me yesterday. Will you just explain the technical snag that we hit with the movie?
Well, so the guy who is going to be mixing the audio, because some of the audio is unmixed.
That's it right there. So we got our file, our raw file that has the whole thing has unmixed audio, which is super You can't watch.
Yeah.
It's better to have bad video than bad audio.
Yeah. So but the guy he's going to do it, who's a great friend of mine, old friend of mine, he was going to mix the audio. But then when I got COVID, he's like, I don't want to be around you. Like I was, and so we had to wait to get like all clears that everyone in my family was clean before I could drop off the hard drive. And we just got that today.
So he has to kind of go through and like mix it. He has to, and this is kind of funny. So he has to take the mixed audio from our broken up episodes, cut that into the long form version. But the problem is with that is that the mixed audio from the shorter episodes has bleeps in it. So he has to go through every time there's a bleep and patch in that audio from the raw one, which is unmixed and correct. It's a whole fucking thing. Anyway, it's very annoying for him to do.
Someone says 720 or 1080. It's 1080. It's high def. Why is the audio unmixed? Yeah, Zach just explained that.
Well, we don't know why it's unmixed on the raw.
Well,
file.
I do. It's because it was mixed. The way that people have seen it on YouTube and on the show, it was mixed.
Right.
But when we made the big uncensored version, we never mixed that because it was never going to air.
Oh, so it was just like kind of a for us. Let's just slap this together and take it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's what's happening now. Is that yeah. But the new song sounds great. The credits are in there. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be great. And someone said it's gonna be 2 months before it comes on. No, it'll probably be up within 2 weeks.
Okay, you heard it here first.
So.
Greenberg22 donated, says Tom Segura's producer is streaming right now under a very I can't read it. If you rate him, you could probably get booked to promote Return in movie.
Who?
Yeah, I don't know. Tom Segura, he does a very.
Oh, Tom Segura. Yeah. We should do a when we're doing the Reddit AMA, we should also do a couple podcasts. We should do some of those bigger podcasts, and like we could even break up you go do one, I go do one, people like, so we don't all have to do it.
Would we send Timmy out to do a very successful podcast, or would that
no
be a disaster?
No.
Yeah, we don't do that. No.
You send him on a lot of the little ones that no one wants to go.
That's right. That's
yeah.
Right. Curtis TD donated and said, congrats on being COVID free. It sucks. Fair. Portality 420 donated, says, we love you guys. Also, don't forget the after party. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Oh, that's Plastic Trees. Fantastic
Plastics. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Pope Poop donated $10, says, how old were you guys in the St. Peter sketch? Sam looks like a depressed Wolverine, and Trevor looks like all my bullies in high school.
By the way, I have gotten that a lot of times, several times.
What do you mean? That you look like a bully?
That you look like a bully I had in high school. Like I've gotten that several times throughout my life.
It's interesting because you've acknowledged that you kind of were a bully in high school. You've said it on Newsboyz.
Yeah, sort of. Not like a
not a bad guy. Not like a.
No, yeah. No, not like I'm not hitting anybody. But we talked about this before. I have a hard time if I think of something that I think is funny. I have a hard time not saying it, even no matter how mean it is.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about the kid? I can't remember if I talked about this on Newsboyz or not, but there was this kid in my school. I did talk about this. Who was a little a short person with a horrible speech impediment, and he was mercilessly bullied, and I mean, like, they took him out on a balcony 3 floors above like a concrete thing and held him by his ankles over the edge. And he was like crying, like, I mean,
like
it was
Vanilla Ice.
Like Vanilla Ice. They Suge Knighted him.
Yeah.
And I think he developed a really, really bad chip on his shoulder. Pretty awful. And then I never thought about him again until he made the news, the national news, like 10 years ago or 8 years ago, I want to say, for committing a hate crime on the streets of Washington, D.C. And while he was working for a prominent Republican senator. So
see, you were right to bully him.
Yeah.
See, you could look at it that way. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Did he commit the hate crime because of his life of being bullied? Or do kids see
well, you know what? It's true. Kids can smell something when something's not right, and they don't like it. And they haven't developed the decorum or the self-restraint to not attack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if you have a pack of dogs and you put one that's unbalanced in the pack, the whole pack will turn on that one dog.
It's natural.
And they want it to either like assimilate or get the fuck out.
Yes.
Kids are like that too.
I remember my church went on a camping trip. And so me and all my friends were like on this camping trip. And, you know, we weren't taking anything seriously. But there was this one kid who was homeschooled. And he was one of 10 kids. Already weird. You know, he lived way out in the woods.
You got to get that kid out. You got to beat him up. You got to get him out.
Weird kid. Didn't like, he was just not. And so like we caught him out in the woods by himself. And so me and my friends ran back, and we didn't know this, but we were like, hey, he's jerking off in the woods, because we thought that would be a funny thing to say to everybody.
That objectively is a funny thing.
So we're like, hey, the homeschool kid's jerking off in the woods. And then everybody turned on him, and they're like, hey, you're jerking off in the woods. And he's like, I'm not. And then he pulled out a knife, and he started stabbing a tree. And everyone's like, whoa! And they had to take him out of there, like, and he was gone. And so people were like, you bullied him. I was like, I just fucking exposed that this kid was a psycho.
Yeah,
like,
you're all welcome.
I saved all of your lives.
Yeah, people are saying Zach bullied this kid. I did not. I actually never bullied this kid. I avoided him. I didn't talk to him really very much. I did not bully him, but other kids did. And I remember another thing. Oh, this is the worst. This is one of the worst cases of bullying I've ever heard. Well, first, a kid I know drove to his house and took a shit on his doorstep, and I was in the car, parked on the street. But it was like one of those things, everyone's wasted, and there's a car of like 7 kids cram into a car, and they're like, let's go to his house and shit on his door, and one kid does, and you're like, ah! But another time, and I was in college, so I wasn't even there for this, he had a party at his house. This is so fucked up. I don't even know if like I could get in trouble for talking about this. There's no way he's going to see this.
Well, just give him a fake name.
I'm not going to give it any name.
Like Bleleanor.
And somebody went into his parents' bedroom and found a sex tape of his parents and took it down to the living room and put it on. And the whole party was watching his parents fuck on the TV. And then he like came in. I'm making this up now. This part is not true, but he like came in from the kitchen and was like, I got snagged. Oh no. Like, could you imagine? Like at a certain point, he did walk into the room and see all of these people are watching his parents fuck on TV. And I think it broke his brain.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Very funny though. Very funny.
Yeah, that's bad.
This is like, I would always piss people off during the Trump presidency because like everyone is so mad at Trump, but then he'd do something, I'd be like, that's very funny. And people are like, no, I hate him. I'm like, no, that is very funny.
What do you think is the funniest thing Trump did? Do you think he did, what's the funniest thing he did intentionally?
Oh, so
Little Marco's pretty good. The Ted Cruz stuff is good.
Him pretending to drink water was hilarious. Like he didn't know how to drink water. Fucking funny. Really good. Rosie O'Donnell line, fucking great. Really good. The timing on that is great. Also, he tweeted out one day. It's so funny. Like he's been gone 2 days and we're nostalgia.
It's like now, like George W. I remember when George W. was president, I was like, if I ever see him, I will fucking spit in his face. I'm going to piss on his grave. Like, and now, like, if I saw George W. Bush on the street, I would fucking shake his hand and be like, how are you, dude? Thanks for everything. All the war crimes. It's fine. You're cool.
But like, so Trump, like it was before he was friends with Kim Jong-un. And is it Un or Il? Which one is it now? It's Un.
Un? I think it's
I forget
Un.
which one is the dad. But
Kim Il-jong is the first one. Kim Jong-il is the second one. Kim Jong-un is the third.
Yeah. So it was before they were friends and before they like that. And he was trying to play tough with them. Like it was like when he first got in the office and he was like, they're going to have to like, you know, change this deal or something we have. And he's like, and then he tweets out, we're not going to let these norks push us around. And I was like, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Like he called the North Koreans norks.
That's great. He just like invented a slur, published it, patented it, spread it out. Crazy. Oh yeah, that was also good when he was like he called him Little Rocket Boy. Like, ooh, yeah, that was a zinger. Yeah. Norks. That's so funny.
Funny guy.
How much if your 93K was from Rangina? A sizable chunk. A sizable chunk.
Yeah. Rangina is like a producer.
he legit is a producer. He's getting producer credit. Serving. Oh, how about when he served McDonald's to the athletes at the White House? Remember, he had like a professional basketball team, and they come to the White House for a dinner, and it's just like they come in, and it's just like bagged cheeseburgers on a table.
Yeah, that president, that picture is fantastic. It's him, and he's so proud of it with like hundreds of dollars of McDonald's there, like in the Oval Office. It's great.
But to him, that's like legit what he wants to eat. Like that's his favorite shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I just remembered a fucked up thing. We were talking about bullying. There was a kid, and I went to, Zach and I are elderly people. And, we went to school before Columbine. Columbine was
were we in college when Columbine happened?
Columbine was our first year in college.
Damn.
So high school, we didn't really have school shootings, but there was this kid in my school who, his name was Kevin, and he would just draw him shooting everybody. Like he would draw angry things, or like people with maces getting their heads chopped off. And he was like this weird kid, and he was like kind of talked like Beavis and Butthead a little bit like that. He was weird, and he wore all black. Like, he basically dressed like the Columbine kids before the Columbine kids, and he was like, stuff like that. And so me and my friends, whenever we'd see him, we had this joke where we'd be like, "Hey, Kevin," like that. And he'd look at us and we'd be like, "Try not to shoot up the place today," like that. And we would and that was a big laugh that we'd all have like that. And then like the next year, it's like, "Oh shit!" Like people do that. Like
yeah. But that's also like a healthy thing. I mean, dude, I wore all black mostly. I was into punk and shit, so it was like part of the uniform. But I remember I wrote a short story on the computer at school, on the school computer. And the story was, and I just did it like on a lunch break or whatever, but it was like a man goes to a phone booth. He like pulls a phone book out, points at a random address, walks to that address, and it's the Full House. So it's like, DJ Tanner opens the door and he like shotguns her head. And it was just, I wrote out in like graphic detail how he went through and like brutally slaughtered every cast member of Full House. Like there's no jokes. It was just vicious. Yeah. And I like had a friend
just
read
getting something off your chest.
Yeah, it was just like it was funny to me. And and I remember like somebody turned me in to the school. I got in like real trouble. I had to like talk to people and everything. And I'm like, dude, that kind of shit is like what a lot of teenage boys do. I feel like you're just using your imagination. You're just trying to figure it out. I don't know.
Well, you break two ways. Some kids just write about murdering Full House. Other kids just draw boingas all day. Like, it's like you break one way or the other.
Speaking of which, where's the Garfield painting, dude?
I haven't looked for it.
You're never going to look for it.
I am going to look for it. I'll actually look for it tomorrow before Self-Suck Saturday. Yeah, I had nothing to say there.
I also got in a lot of trouble. I didn't get fired, but I worked at a coffee shop. And I worked there in 99, and Britney Spears was on the cover of Rolling Stone. She was like, I think she was like in a bed or something like that. I can't really even remember. But
I remember that.
You do?
I do.
And I had a red pen. And so I was just sitting behind the coffee shop, and I just started like drawing on the picture of her, like I had like slit her throat and made it look like the blood had like pooled around her. I like put cuts all over her. I just like gored her. Like I just made it look like she'd been horribly hacked to pieces. And I like left it on the counter, and like some customer was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "It's funny." He was like, This is sick. Like this is the sign of a disturbed and blah blah blah." Anyway,
I got in trouble in school, like middle school, because when Kurt Cobain killed himself,
sure,
you could go on the internet and they had the autopsy photo or the crime scene photo.
Yeah,
which was
I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think I want that.
It's like a torso, but then where the head is, it's like someone just dropped a jar of grape jelly. Like there's nothing left. Like it's just jelly and teeth, And so I printed it out in color. And then like, cause everybody had like bands that they liked taped to the front of their lockers at my school. God, like everyone did it. So I taped it to the front of my locker, and I got pulled into the principal.
Front of your locker? Like not even when you open the door, just like the front? Oh my God.
No, and they're like, what are you doing? I was like, that's the band I like, and I just played dumb the whole time. Like, and I was like, everyone else gets to put the band they like on there. Like, they're like, this is the band I like. They're like, you know, this is wrong. I'm like, it's the most recent picture.
Oh. Yeah, that's pretty hardcore. There was so my high school is on Connecticut Avenue in DC, and like right near my school, Connecticut goes over the Rock Creek Parkway, and it's like very tall bridge, very, very tall. And there was this kid, Eric, who, we'd like walk, he would walk over the bridge to get home every day. And I guess one day he was walking home and a woman jumped like right in front of him. Like she was in her bathrobe. And he's a photography guy. He had his camera around his neck. So he like took photos of her dead body,
Whoa.
and developed them in the dark room at school. And he got suspended for that. And I always thought that was actually really fucked up. I was like, don't suspend him. Like,
Yeah, that's not the way to deal with that.
Yeah, tell him not to, but like, he didn't really do anything wrong. It's like bad taste, but it's not like.
I mean, maybe send him to see a shrink because like that's a weird
Really?
reaction.
I don't know.
Well, just when if they've seen
It's
someone commit.
curiosity. It's just like.
Yeah, but
what
if
the
you've
fuck?
seen someone commit suicide, you should probably send the kid to a shrink just to like,
Somebody
But
says,
yeah.
I got in trouble for making my teacher see Goatsy, which then got faxed to the office for the vice principal and whoever printed it out for him. That's funny. I mean, that's great. Good job.
Yeah.
I think I remember
Yeah.
the first time I saw Goatsy, you showed it to me, and I was shocked.
Oh yeah, like we were on tour when Goatsy became big, and so what I would do is I would, I think I had it in a slideshow, so it was just little funny memes and stuff like that, and then Goatsy would pop up, and I would start the camera on my computer and not let people know that I was filming them.
Right.
And then I would just show people like funny memes that I found, and then I would hit Goatsy, and then I was just cutting a super cut together of everyone's reaction when they were like staring at it. Like,
I think, didn't we, because we would always put up a slideshow before the Whitest kids show at pianos, right? And it would always be like little jokes and slides and things like that. Didn't we flash, was it Goatsy or Lemon Party or Tub Girl? One of those things I feel like we did.
it might have been Tub Girl.
Yeah.
We might have done Tub Girl.
What do you think is grosser, Goatsy or Tub Girl?
Goatsy.
You think Goatsy's grosser? I
Yes.
think I would rather have Goatsy as my wallpaper of my computer for a week than Tub Girl.
Goatsy, I don't understand how it's biologically possible.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. Tub Girl is just gross.
Yeah. Yeah, Meat Spin is pretty fucking funny. Wait, and people hate when we get into the really graphic shit like this, but did you see One Guy, One Cup? Have you seen that?
No, 2 girls, 1 cup.
No. One Guy, One Cup.
No.
Do you know what that
see it.
is?
No.
And I might have the name wrong. Chat, tell me what I get wrong here. But One Guy, One Jar. One Guy, One Jar.
Oh, I've heard of this. And it breaks, right?
It is so upsetting, dude. Yeah. That's the worst. Oh, yeah, and then One Guy, One Hammer. Wait, and then there's one where a guy just cuts his dick off, which I've seen that too, which is pretty incredible. People really don't like this conversation.
Yeah, this is how we always... Lately, we've been ending up here.
All right. We'll change tracks.
We're changing course. Welcome to the flagship show,
Yeah.
the show to which all others are compared. We come out here every week. We have the whole team on our shoulders.
Yeah. Talking about just the darkest corners of the internet. It's what we do. BME Pain Olympics. Whoa. I'm surprised to see anybody mention BME.
That's an old...
Yeah,
Holy
right?
shit.
We were on that a long time ago.
Were we?
Best message board ever?
Oh, no, that's a different thing. You're thinking of something else.
Oh, what's BME then?
That's an old, like, meme.
Oh.
Um,
So should we talk about the news? Okay, Trump had a Diet Coke button on his desk that Biden had removed. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I like
What the
that.
hell?
I think that's a great idea. Well, I don't know why Biden got rid of it.
It only works for Diet Cokes. That's the problem with the button.
Yeah,
You can't push it and have them bring you anything but Diet Cokes.
Yeah. Well, what do you drink, Biden? Coffee? Like this could be. All it does is it signals in the back.
Biden. I'm sorry. Listen to me. This button only does Diet Cokes. If you want a coffee button, we could do it. You got to give us 6 to 9 days. We got to take the desk out. We got to redo it.
It's funny because like everyone has been so excited that he's like just undoing what Trump did.
Uh-huh.
And like, you know, he's like signed 17 things in the first day, and everyone's, did you hear this? Did you hear this? Did you hear what he did? Like, and did this? And you're like, yeah. And then that got thrown in there too. They're like, he got rid of Trump's Diet Coke button. You're like, that doesn't seem like a problem. That seems like.
You used to drink a shit ton of Diet Cokes.
I did. I had to
How
stop.
many a day? You would have like 9 a day?
Oh, I'd have more than that.
Really? Truly? More than 9?
Oh, yeah. When we would shoot Whitest kids.
Yeah.
Because I don't drink coffee. So I like, but to keep up and to keep this sort of manic energy that you would need, you know, we both need to like, you know, because you and I were directing and we were in almost every sketch.
It was a lot. It was a lot of energy.
So you need like some drug, and Diet Coke was my thing. I would drink easily 12, but probably higher than that a day when we were shooting, kind of thing. And then I was like, I gotta stop. So.
A Wanker89 says, waiters hate Diet Coke drinkers. I always give them less ice. Why is that? I wonder. By the way, Wanker, thanks for earlier. Why? What is it?
And by Diet Coke, by the way, Zach and I are talking about ketamine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's understood.
Do you drink coffee, right?
Every day. Big
Really?
fan. Yeah. John Mulaney was investigated by the CIA. Also, he's in rehab since December. I have heard both of those things, and I really don't know much about either of them.
Wait, why was he investigated by the CIA?
I don't know. I just saw something where it's like, John Mulaney tells a story about being investigated by the CIA. I think it has something to do with SNL, but I really don't know. Getting High with Dinosaurs. Thanks for gifting, my friend. Let me do a couple of quick thank yous. I never want this to get too far gone. MLM Pupper donated, says, hey, have you watched Death to 2020 on Netflix? Nope. Jolly Green Jackass donated $30. Thanks, man. He says, thanks for all the laughs. When I'm looking to not get the news, I always know Newsboyz has my back. You're goddamn right we do. Mick Rob donated $100. Holy shit, thanks, bud. He says, I stole your drugs movie like a decade ago. I'll buy it again off Amazon, but until then, there's this. Also, nothing to do with anything, but Jordan Peterson is a hack. All right, I think I agree with you. Tazu for you donated and says, can we get Conspiracy Boys? Sure. Yeah.
We could do that this week. Let's talk to some conspiracies in a little bit.
Yeah, have you heard any good ones? Principal Rolls, thanks for gifting, my friend.
Oh, I got a bunch banging around my head that I've not heard from anybody.
Let's go.
Like, wow, are we done with the bullying?
Oh,
do we have anywhere else to go with that?
Oh yeah, we must. Surely we must.
Somebody said it's weird to see comedians talk about bullying people instead of talking about being bullied. And I guess that is a thing. Comedians
I was
are always
viciously bullied. I will say that. It's just not. I don't know, but.
What were you bullied for?
Well, I was bullied by my older brother all the time. I don't know if that counts, but like.
I don't think that counts.
Okay, fair. He would beat the shit out of me. Dude, I was horribly bullied because in junior high. I've talked about this on the stream. I was a little fucking super Christian kid who would wear Jesus t-shirts to school. And it was just like ridiculous. So people, who would want to hang out with me? I was just like really annoying about
Was it a Christian school?
No, it was a normal public school with like normal people. And here I come walking around like a fucking freak. You think I wasn't bullied? Jesus Christ, man. I was horribly bullied. And then, adding on to that, my total fucking hypocrisy on display when I laugh at a blind child walking into a tree in front of the whole thing. You know, I've told that story. I'm not going to tell it again. But, yeah, that was bad. I had no friends, dude. There was a year of I had all my friends were at my church, in my youth group. This is so embarrassing.
That's surprising to me because I think you have a magnetic personality.
Well, thank you very much. But you have to build that out of pain, right? I don't think I had a very magnetic personality in seventh grade. I think I was a fucking, I sucked. And not like I'm like a delight now, but I mean, but I
Do you think that you would have continued sucking if not for the bullying?
I don't know. I don't know what it's all a defense mechanism. But I remember I would walk around at lunch at school. I had no friends, so I would walk around. I would just never stop walking. I would have my hands in my pockets and I would just like walk. I remember there was this kid John Quo who would like follow me and be like wah wah, and he would just like karate chop the back of my head, and I was too much of a bitch to like do anything. So it was just like stop it. And like this one kid Travis that I was friends with in like elementary school that like went to that middle school. I remember he was like, I was like, Travis could be my friend. And I remember one day I like worked up the nerve. I was like, I'm going to go sit at Travis's table next to him. I'm just like, I'm going to do it. And as I was walking up with my tray to go sit next to Travis, what are the odds he was talking about me to the whole group of guys? I know. And he goes, and what he was saying was, Zach is such a loser. Have you guys noticed he doesn't have any friends and he's always walking around? And I'll never forget. I don't know why this is tattooed on my head, but when he goes walking around, he like did this on the table. That detail is like, will never leave my mind. I'll die 90 years old and I'll be like, I'll remember Travis Smith going like, he was like he just walks around. He has no one to talk to.
That's brutal.
And then the worst part was, everyone was like, dude, oh, and like pointed at me. He saw me, and I just like kept walking. And then we had a class together later that day, and he came up to me at art class and was like, do you think I was talking about you at lunch?
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I'm such a bitch. I go, oh, no, I didn't think so. He's like, yeah, because I wasn't. I was like, no, it's cool. I know. Like, Zach, Jesus, dude. Just a loser. Loser.
That's brutal.
Yeah. Were you bullied at any point in your life?
I was bullied. It was weird because it was kind of deserved. Like, I thought it was very funny. Like, so I went to a small school. And I've talked about this a little bit, like, where I would pick on a lot of the seniors when I was in 7th grade. And which killed in my grade. Like, because like no one makes fun of the seniors like that. Right. So that's what I would do. Like, I would pick, there was this one kid named Pete that I would just always make fun of. And I talked about going to the Taco Bell that he worked at, and I'd just be like, hey, Pete, nice outfit, like making fun of him and stuff like that.
You've never told me about this.
Oh, really? And he'd be like, shut the fuck, get out of here. What the fuck, man? Like, so this like, so he was like pissed off that like some 7th grader kept mocking him, and I'd make fun of him at school, like, you know, and stuff like that. And then there was this other kid that I don't even remember this kid's name. It was like just like a name like Dan or something like that. And I used to make fun of him all the time for being stupid because he was a stupid kid. Yeah. But he was like a senior like that. And then one day he grabbed me when no one was in the hallway. He grabbed me and shoved me up into the locker. And he was like, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know. I got kicked out of schools to come here. He's like, I've killed people. I'll kill you. Like that.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, okay. Like, you know, like, but yeah, so he like, you know, and then he tried to give me a swirly once. Like impossible to do. Yeah. Like, you know, like especially, you know, I'm always been kind of tall. So like, you know, he was trying to get me and it was like, what are you doing? It just becomes really awkward and like homoerotic.
He's just like pulling your head down.
Yeah. And it's like, so, I mean, that probably doesn't count as being bullied because it was like totally like my fault, but like, you know.
Nah, but it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the swirly, I've never heard of a swirly successfully happening. It's like one of those things, like it was in a movie once and that somehow it really took hold. But like, I don't know how it works. It was always a threat.
I think the thing is you need to have like 3.
Yeah, you gotta have somebody with like both legs on his shoulders and then like 2 people on the arms. So the person is literally like upside down and then you lower them into the toilet.
You can't on your own try to swirly a 6-foot tall 7th grader.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. Yeah.
Or I could probably swirly your son if I really set my mind to it. You know, you could do like a very small, weak little child. You know what I mean?
My kid?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
My kid's like got anger in him.
Your kid would like bite me or something.
His thing right now is if something doesn't go like I was like, I gotta go today. I was like, I gotta go do this Twitch thing like that. And he was like, and he took a lightsaber and put it to my neck. And he's like, I want to break daddy. And I was like,
oh no.
I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not putting you to bed
What
tonight.
a break, Daddy.
I'll put you to bed on Sunday.
God.
Like, yeah.
Holy shit. You know what was really big in my youth group is, and it was always, well, obviously my youth group was run by a pedophile. And I think he surrounded himself with other pedophiles. But they were really into wedgies, man. Like, that was the thing. And they were, like, in their 30s. And they would, junior high kids, they would be wedging us, like, bad. You know, they'd, like, chase you down. And I'm, like, laughing because I don't know what other reaction to have, you know? It's like...
Wait, after you got a wedgie? You got a wedgie?
Oh, I got wedgied, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. They would, like... And they would, like, rip the waistband. Like, that's when they felt, like, real... Like, I ripped the waistband on Pete the other day. You know, like, they were, like, really into it. And be, like, not cool. Anyway.
Yeah.
That was bullying in a weird way.
Never got a lot of wedgies. We would always rip the tags off people's shirts. That was a big thing.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've never even heard of that.
You know how they had those little tags?
What's the point?
You just walk up behind someone, grab it, and like rip it off like that, and they're
Don't
like,
you
"My
have to,
shirt!"
stick your fingers down in their shirt?
No, you know those little tags that would be on the outside?
Oh.
Yeah. We'd rip those off. And then we just always hit people in the balls. That was like constant checks.
Yeah.
That was...
Remember Sam punched me in the balls at the St. George Hotel?
No.
Were you not there for that?
I don't know. I don't remember that. What was that?
You were there. I swear to God you were there. We were just like going into my room to like smoke weed or something or get drunk or whatever. And I was like unlocking the door and he just goes like, huh! And he just like punched me in the balls, like out of fucking nowhere. And I like fell down. I was like, oh! And it was one of those things that was like, I think that was like totally acceptable behavior for him in high school. Like he and his friends would always probably punch each other in the balls. And I was like, that is not fucking okay with me, dude.
That's how my high school was.
No.
It was constantly people just hitting each other in the balls and stuff.
I
Like
hate that shit.
if somebody wasn't protecting their balls, like it was fair game.
That's so, what a horrible way to exist.
Yeah. Well, it's like you and your friends are all sitting around at lunch with both your hands over your balls, being like, what are you doing this weekend? What are you doing this weekend?
Oh my God. This is a great question. N Zombie goes, this is kind of a perv question, but any sexy stories? Oh yeah. What if you what if we just told like the best sexy stories we had? Oh dude, listen to me, man. This girl was so hot. And sure enough, like, come on, dude.
That's my favorite comment so far. This might be a little pervy, but any stories where you guys lick people's feet?
Yeah. when was like the hardest you've ever been? Oh my God. That is so fucking funny.
Sexy stories.
Oh, I will tell one story that involves sexy time that so I was no, it's not even a good story actually. It's no good. Pepperoni, thanks for gifting. Wait, let me do some thank yous.
I'm trying to think if there's any funny, sexy stories.
Well, I have one, but it's I don't know if it's that great. It's just like boom, boom, done. Hey, Horror Business donated $100. Thanks, buddy. He says, where do you think QAnoners are going from here? Do you think they finally realize they've been duped? No, dude.
I think they do.
No, come on.
Most of them do. Some of them don't, because I've been hanging out on like far right message boards, like watching like the kind of meltdowns and stuff. I just like I like
You've always
meltdowns.
been doing that, but sure. Yeah.
I mean, I gotta say, like even when Trump won, I liked watching the Young Turks like freak out. Like I like watching people freak out about things like that. So I'm watching all these like that lady.
Have you ever posted in those places?
No, I've like hardly ever posted anything in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like I just like lurking. Because I'm just fascinated with all the different sides of humanity. Like, I just want to see as much of it as I can. But like, I think a lot of them are like, so wait, it was all a lie? Like, a lot of people are coming around to like that it was bullshit from the beginning.
You really think so?
I do.
I hope so, man. I really hope so. I just feel like these people, they don't believe in Q because of logic. You know what I mean? Like, logic is never leading anyone there. It's like their own outlook makes them gravitate towards something like this.
Oh, I'm not saying...
It's emotional,
I'm not saying that they don't believe all that stuff is happening. I'm just like all
I don't
like
understand what you're saying then.
I don't. They still think that the elite is are a cabal of pedophiles and all that stuff like that. They still believe that. What they're realizing is that Trump was a con artist.
Do you think so?
Yes, that's what's happening right now. Is like everyone is turning on Trump. Like they're realizing that he was just kind of using anything.
Why would they think that? Like if you've been standing by Trump all the way up to January 6th, I don't think January 6th is gonna
Because
make you think he's a con artist.
No, but what Q was saying the whole time was that trust the plan, and then it got more fantastic.
And whose plan was it? God's plan?
Trump's. Supposedly Trump had this plan, and there even down to the day of the inauguration, like people were being like, he's going to pull this out, something's going to happen, he's going to stop the inauguration, he's going to arrest Biden, he's going to have Obama there, he's going to have Clinton there, he's going to have Biden there. They're going to arrest all of them. Like, they were believing it up until the point where Biden took the oath of office. And then also Q went silent. And so all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, they were LARPing the whole time and we fell for it. Yeah.
And how long has Q been silent for?
He's been kind of quiet. I think, I don't know, because I don't actually follow the Q drops or anything, but like, I heard someone saying that like he hasn't been talking much since the election.
How do they know it's Q? Like, because he drops it anonymously, right?
Yeah, but there's a trip code.
There's a trip code? See, I know fucking nothing. I don't know how this shit works.
Unlike all of those like Chan boards and everything, like you can use the same trip code that shows that it's you, like that. I believe I'm getting this right. Someone in chat correct me if I'm wrong. So they do know that all of his trip codes were coming from the same person, but no one knows who that person was.
Okay.
Am I right about that, chat?
I think so. People seem to be confirming this.
No, I gotta know.
Well, yeah, but you're getting, obviously you're going to get trolled.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's...
And did Q, he began on 4chan, right?
I think it was 8chan.
Sometimes you say Chan, sometimes you say Chan. Which one is it?
Well, you made fun of me when I said Chan.
No, I never made fun of Chan.
Oh. I think chat made fun of me because I always said Chan. But I say things weird. So then chat made fun of me, so now I've been trying to say Chan. Someone says like Jackie Chan, exactly. But yeah, like, so, I do think that they are, kind of realizing that they've been had. They still believe the overall story.
Yeah.
But they don't believe in Trump anymore. They don't believe in Q anymore. So they're just they're like a group of people whose religion has just been exposed to be bullshit.
If I was a really diehard Trumper, I think there's two things that I wouldn't be able to reconcile. I think the first one is, why didn't Trump's legal team plea or make the case for fraud? They never in court. He said fraud on Twitter. He said fraud on TV. He said fraud in speeches. But then when it was time to like go to court and like make their case, he was like, we have overwhelming evidence. We have evidence. They never alleged fraud legally because they didn't have any evidence because it was a lie. Right. Wouldn't that be like a big deal to these people? Like what he's saying in court, where he's like legally bound, is different from what he's saying in public. Like to me, that would be a big red flag. He never alleged fraud legally. He never did.
I think they never had evidence. And
they didn't. They would have presented it.
Yeah, if they had it, they would have done it. And here's the thing. Biden, they probably did cheat. I don't
think so, dude.
Trump probably cheated too. They all cheat. JFK cheated. They were stuffing ballot boxes back with JFK. Like, I think that all these guys cheat, but you got to catch them. You know, like, you know what you're getting into. Like, you gotta catch him, and you can't just say someone cheated without the evidence because that's just not going to work.
Yeah.
So,
the other thing that I think I just wouldn't be able to get over is the pardoning of Steve Bannon, right? Because Steve Bannon gets caught for a con game he ran on Trump supporters. You donate, and I'm going to take your money and put it towards building the wall. And then he took that money and he stole it, right? That's what he got arrested for. He's bilking the Trump base. Like total predatory, like, fuck you, you're stupid, give me your money. He got caught. Right. It's like nailed. Trump pardoned Steve Bannon. Like that right there just shows like Trump does not give a fuck about his base. Like he really doesn't care.
No, but Trump wants to run again in 2024. And Trump is now realizing that he doesn't know how to win without Bannon. So like Bannon's the guy that got him into the White House in the first place. So Trump's now realizing he just tried it without Bannon.
I don't think Trump thinks that way, dude. I don't think he thinks like, oh, I need this guy. I think he thinks he's the smartest dude in the world. And if everyone just listened to him, everything would work.
Maybe.
I don't think he's like, Bannon was my key, you know?
People are like, oh, Lord Trevor, that's not how that works. Trump can't win if he's convicted. I know, but he hasn't been convicted yet. He does want to run in 2024.
Well, I don't think he'll be able to, man. I mean, I feel like the impeachment's going to be brutal.
Yeah, they start that Monday, right?
And I think, you know what I also don't get? Is Mitch McConnell tried to like stall the impeachment charges because he wanted Trump to have time to assemble a legal team? Like, why is Mitch McConnell fucking always on the wrong side of everything?
Here's my conspiracy about that I've not heard anyone say, but I'll tell you what I think. I think Mitch McConnell wants Trump convicted because I think he wants him out of the Republican
Party. Then why would he
Party.
Want to give him more time to prepare?
Because I think Mitch McConnell needs time to get the votes. I think it's a lot of Republicans you have to get to convict the president. It's like something, I forget what it is, but it's not like you get it with 51 out of 100. You need to get like a lot. And I think McConnell knows he doesn't have the votes yet, and he's trying to get enough Republicans to jump over and convict Trump so they can try to move past it.
Twerkin says 67. A lot of people are saying 67. But other people are saying 17. I don't know. 2/3.
No,
67%.
Yeah.
Nope, 67 votes. Who fucking knows? All right, we're not going to figure this out tonight. Do your research, but I am pretty sure Steve Bannon is a funder of schools that teach people. I think you mean how to be fascist. I also think you're wrong. When is Sam coming? Says Dancing Bard.
Wrong show.
Rock Hard Dumpling says Zach is dumb.
It's mean. It's a mean comment.
I'll take it.
By the way, we should say for any first timers here, we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're not like informed to the max.
The premise of this show is we have no idea what's going on. We started this show where Zach and I would actively try to not watch the news and then learn about it for the first time on the thing. And then we realized that even if we do watch the news, we're still just as uninformed. So
yeah. Zach is dumb. Zach is smart. Thank you, MLM Pupper. You get it. Hey, Zach, how many senators are there? 100.
That's right. You know, here's a conspiracy that I think, and I've talked about this before. I think China made this virus.
You think China did?
Yeah. I think they made this thing.
I've heard that theory from. Well, I've talked about this. I watch that Peak Prosperity guy all the time because he's like he's a virologist. He's an epidemiologist. He studies viruses. That's his job. And he was like, dude, I'm telling you, this is what I do. This is man-made. He's like, this is a man-made virus. Like, there's nothing you can say that's going to unmake that true. Like, if you look at the structure of it, it's like Frankenstein together. It's clearly man-made. He's like, I don't think it was intentional that it was going to get out. But he's like, but this comes from a lab. It was very cool.
It was very convenient.
Who benefits? I don't understand this.
Here's
why.
All I know is that, Trump hated China. And that was his big thing, trying to stop, because China is going to become the #1 economy in the world. It's on the track. It's going to. So Trump was doing all that. He hates that. So, I'm not a smart enough man to know if that's good or bad. I don't know how that affects my day to day. So, but Trump doesn't like China. And he's putting all these tariffs on them and sanctions, and he's trying to basically stall their economy. And then what I remember is before this virus happened, he had just skated through his impeachment. His approval numbers have never been good, but the economy was great. You know, he was looking like, I remember because I'm being like, well, he's going to get 2 terms. You know, like there's no point. Like he's got 2 terms. Then, holy shit, this virus that happened to be discovered in China takes him out at the fucking knees. It tanks the economy.
No, dude.
Like
You're on one here. I don't buy it.
Maybe I could be wrong. But I'm saying it's very convenient.
I just can't imagine China's going to unleash a virus in their own country in the hopes of getting Donald Trump out of office. A man who is a walking disaster, who really, like, flip a coin any day of the week and he's going to do something impeachable. It just seems like that's so crazy.
But nothing was sticking to him. The only thing that stuck
China
to him
is not like, we got to get Donald Trump out of here. I know. Let's make a virus. Unleash it on our own people. It'll devastate the world. And then Donald Trump will lose fucking... No, come on. That's crazy.
By the way, I should say, I'm not really worked up about this. This is just something that I think about every now and then. I'm like, I bet China did this, like, you know, kind of thing.
No.
It doesn't. I'm still going. I have the antibodies. I'm fine. I like, you know. Let's do a poll. Let's see who thinks I'm right and who thinks I'm an
I
idiot.
think Chad's turning on you. I like to see it.
They might.
Like
That's fine.
All right,
That's fine.
all right. What's the poll here? What am I writing?
Is
Trevor's
Trevor?
theory is smart or horrible?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Trevor's theory is smart, is stupid. I actually think this will be close to a draw.
Maybe. Because the Chinese have all these fake people on the internet.
Oh,
Then
boy.
I'm just kidding. Like,
Wait, are people not allowed to vote on this poll? Is the poll not showing up?
no, it's moving.
Oh, here we go.
Is stupid is winning.
What do you see? I see no results. Whatever.
I'm seeing 43 to 57.
Okay.
43, it's smart. 57 is stupid.
Char
This is
Biffin
how-
says, "How buzzed are you, T?
I'm not. I mean, I've had 2 beers.
You don't seem buzzed."
Yeah. All right. Well, so yeah, most people think that I'm wrong, and that's fine. Hey, the truth is, I'm probably wrong.
Yeah. Pope Poop donated $20. Says, Trevor, since your parents were CCM artists, well, they weren't country, right? Were they? They were folk Christian.
They were folk. They weren't country. But we did record it. We recorded albums in Nashville. That's where we would go to record.
Okay. So it says, since your parents were CCM artists, did you have to listen to Christian rock? And if so, were you forced to submit to the sacrilegious band, the Newsboyz?
Yes.
For
and
both
yes.
of us.
Yeah. I grew up. I actually did not think that I liked music until, and this is going to be lame.
That's
But
such a diss to your parents.
Well, I was just like, well, hey, you're not going to like songs that you're hearing every night on the road.
Oh my
You know.
God.
But the other thing is, like, all we had were, like, you know, Christian albums and stuff. And I would be like, I don't really think I like music. Like, and I remember, like, I'd be in the back of the bus and we'd be driving around, and I had a radio, and I would tune in to secular music channels. I'd be like, hey, let's hear what the sinners are listening to, like, you know, that kind of thing. And when I was doing this, that song, "That Girl Is Poison," was big.
Okay.
And so I kept getting that song. And I was like, that's what the fucking sinners are listening to? Like, you know, like and I was like, yeah, I don't think I like music. And then uncle of mine gave me a cassette that he had recorded of Nirvana's Nevermind. So this is late. This is like, I'm 12 or something. And I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, but it was literally that.
That's funny. I remember the first time I heard that album too. I was in the back seat of my friend's car. He had a Walkman. He's like, "Listen to this." Put the headphones on, push play. It was "Smells Like Teen Spirit," and I was like, "This changes everything."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, "This
So
is
good.
it. This is all I need."
Someone asked about Nine Inch Nails, and I will say, I got Nine Inch Nails because I went to, like, a Christian school, and one of my friends, Kyle, who's sometimes in here in this chat, he gave me the album, and he was like, I can't have this because it gives me nightmares. And like, or he was saying something like the album gave him nightmares, and I was like, oh, okay. And I went and listened to it. I loved it. Like,
yeah, I mean, the Downward Spiral. I loved that. Right?
That was the one. Yeah,
so fucking good. People are saying Nirvana is overrated. It's so funny. Anyone that could have that opinion is just so fucking ignorant of like the trajectory of music over that decade. It's like before Nirvana, the worst shit was like so pop. Hair metal, guys. It was like Guns N' Roses was considered the coolest shit rock band alive. Like Motley Crue, like LA Guns, like Guns N' Roses is not a bad band, but it's not cool. And then Nirvana comes along and it like injected punk rock into the mainstream. Like if you wanted to hear cool music prior to Nirvana, you had to go underground. So like you're all fucking pull your head out of your ass. What were you gonna say, Trevor?
I'm gonna be contrarian here because I love Nirvana. One of my favorite bands. I do think they're overrated. You know, I think all these bands that become a touchstone for a generation are like, I think the Beatles are so incredibly overrated. You know, like, and you know, if you know, Lil Peep died, you know, like if he becomes like the person that this generation, the kids right now end up talking about, in 20 years, people will be like, Lil Peep's overrated. Like, you know, all of these bands are overrated. The Beatles weren't even in the top 5 bands of their time period. Yeah. I don't think.
You're wrong, but that's, okay. You think there was a better band than the Beatles in their time period?
Absolutely.
Who? Name. I'm so curious.
Rolling Stones.
Uh-huh.
Beach Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Kinks. Mm-hmm. That's 3, right?
Yeah, and all of those bands worshipped at the feet of the Beatles and like took all their influence from the Beatles. Pet Sounds is a direct response to Sgt. Pepper's, but yeah, I mean,
it's still their better bands, I think.
No, they're not. My God, the Monkees. Somebody says, get the fuck out of here. The Beatles broke everything. They were the Rosetta Stone. It was like Elvis, and then the Beatles, and then an explosion. Even Ozzy Osbourne, who created heavy metal, was like the. Do you know the Beatles created heavy metal with Helter Skelter? That
I know.
Song. I mean, it's fucking amazing.
I've heard that.
You can't overstate their fucking influence.
Someone says Trevor's takes are ass tonight.
No. Well, here we go. Zach has the worst takes because he knows fuck all about anything of the things he says he's into. Oh my God. So says somebody called the second whitest kid.
You like the Beatles better than the Kinks?
Look, I love the Kinks. The Kinks, I love them. But the Beatles are... Yeah, I do. Yeah, the Beatles are better. Paul McCartney, dude. He's Mozart. He's a modern-day Mozart.
Simply
Somebody says, this is why he walks around with no friends. Could you imagine me having this attitude, but about Jesus? No, he died for your sins. Oh, you fucking idiot. He fucking died for you. Yeah, it matters.
Someone said Trevor lost his taste of music due to COVID. I just know whenever a Beatles song comes on in the car, I'm like, and I switch it. Because okay, let's be fair. There has never been a band that has been crammed down our throats more than the Beatles. You know,
that's
it
true.
is. You know, there's not a month that you can't go to the grocery store where there's like, here's a special Beatles magazine collector's bullshit thing, like, you know, like that. And like everything is all Beatles, all Beatles, all Beatles, all Beatles. And it's like, at a certain point, you're like, yeah, I mean, also production was hitting this, technology was hitting this thing where you could do multiple track recordings. Like it could have been anyone right there. Like,
No. Oh my God. Pet Sounds came out a year before Sgt. Pepper's. I think of Smile. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, can just for shits and giggles, I want to see how badly I lose this. Can we do a poll about the Beatles?
Sure.
Because I'm gonna tank this one.
I feel like chat. Most of what I see in chat is people are with you. They think the Beatles are overrated.
I don't think
it's
so.
absurd to me, but okay. So what am I asking?
Are the Beatles overrated? Yes or no?
Oh, I guarantee you everyone's going to say yes.
Well, how do you want to word it?
No, I wouldn't word it any different. I just feel like I know the answer. But I'm squarely in no. I don't think they're overrated. I think they deserve every ounce of praise that they have.
Someone says, have you ever cried while listening to music, Trevor? No. Have you cried listening to music?
No, I don't think I've ever cried. But I mean, I will often get like the hairs on my arm and neck stand up and get the feels, but I don't think I've ever cried.
Right.
Although, you know what? Actually, this is so lame, but I remember I was in 3rd grade. My brother got the Joshua Tree album by U2, and that song, With or Without You. You know that song?
Mm-hmm.
I listened to it in the car, and I was like, wow, that song's really amazing. And then for whatever reason, like the next day I was in school. I was like in math class. And I was just playing that song in my head. And it was like, I don't know why, but that song was like the saddest thing. Like it didn't hit me this way when I was listening to it, but the next day when I was like just playing it in my head to myself, I was like profoundly affected by it. And I think I was crying.
Interesting.
I know. I don't understand it. I don't even like that song, by the way.
I mean, I guess I have. Well, now that we talk about it, I have cried to Legs by ZZ Top.
Yeah. But that's
Yeah.
a real fucking, that song
That's
cuts
a
right to the heart of everything. I've cried to Randy Newman's song, says Killer CBH. That's cool. I'm down with that.
We got a Toy Story 4.
Level 2 hype train. If we get to level 5, 500%, we will read a Miss March review.
We got a Toy Story 4. We were done. They said, make one more. And we made a Toy Story 4.
Damn right 626 gifted. Thank you very much, my friend. Super Scott. Whoa, hang on. My thing just refreshed. All weird. Super Scott donated $25. Thanks, buddy. Ben Snap donated, says, Zach, for the love of God, please stop eating on stream. It makes 3% of us want to blow our brains out. That chat probably knows the name for the disease. All right. That's totally fair. SQL server.
What do you do?
What's that?
What do you do that they're upset about?
I eat on stream. It's totally rude, and I shouldn't do it. I hate
It's ASMR, you dicks.
I will stop. It's super rude. SQL server donated $5. Says, what's the most unethical thing to microwave? Probably a child. Registry Your Homestead donated $25. Says, do either of you have Chinese friends? I think you might need to talk about them now to restore your rep after that long bit about the virus. Give me a fucking break.
Oh, wait, that's a thing that I don't agree with. Like, you can't say that, hey, I think a country might have done something. You know? And like,
wait, what's your point that you're making?
I'm making it's like, it's not that I'm saying, like, I'm talking about governments.
Yeah.
You know? Like, people are all great. Governments are bad.
Ian Dune donated $20. Thanks, man. It says, my brother introduced me to you guys about a year ago with the Lincoln sketch, and after that, I watched pretty much every sketch. So glad you guys are making the movie. Do you plan on going on tour ever again? I would love to see your sketches live. It's been discussed. Who fucking knows? And then,
yeah, I think we should when we can do things again.
Uma Theremin donated and says, what if your girlfriend was a theremin? All right. Yeah, you would like to go on tour again?
Yeah, a small one. I don't want to do a long tour.
Yeah,
but I would do like 5 cities.
I don't want to do it.
Really?
I don't know, man. Unless we wrote new shit. Part of me, dude, I just feel weird going out and like at 40 doing a sketch that we wrote when we were in our 20s. It just doesn't feel right. It's like we should. Right. I'd be down to write a new show, like a new live show, and go do that. But I don't want to go out and do Slow Jerk and Lincoln and those sorts of things. It just feels like.
But I think what you have to do, like I agree. I would like to write new stuff for if we went out again. But I think you got to keep it at least 50% things that people like, remember, like, and want to see, like, because I think that's kind of the, If you're a band, I could see it. If it's like, yeah, you don't want to go see whatever a band not play any of their hits, but with comedy, it's like
Jokes don't get funnier the more you tell them. Wouldn't you want to see them do new shit? I don't know.
Oh, people say I disagree, Trevor. So maybe they don't want to see old stuff. 25% max is what they're saying.
25% old stuff max. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do a poll. Say 50% old stuff or 25% old stuff.
Well, we can. The cool thing about the polls, we can add many different options here. So
put 100 options there. Do 1% old stuff, 2% old stuff, 3% old stuff.
All right. How much old stuff live? Let's start with 50 because we're not going to go. Let's do 50, 30, 25.
Because when Sam and Darren and I would tour, what we'd do is we'd have a new opening. We did a new thing for the opening. Then we would do old Whitest Kids stuff, but then I'd do new music. You know, because we were usually promoting my albums and stuff. So the new stuff would be music videos, and like some songs that I didn't finish in time to get on the album and stuff like that. But the sketches were all old sketches, except for the opening. We did like a long opening that would be a new thing.
Yeah. Looks like it's around 25 and 10. Yeah. All right. So a little of the old stuff. Wait, did we hit our hype train goal? Do we owe you guys a Miss March review, or did we not? I feel like we probably did. By the way, somebody said Metacritic. Look up Miss March on Metacritic, and it has the full reviews. Yeah, I think we did.
Should we do that? Are you going to pull that up?
No, will you do it?
Yeah. Metacritic. All right. But yeah, I'd go do like a 5-city thing.
Somebody says, would you guys ever do pre-coordinated sketches over Twitch? No.
No, as soon as we're allowed to hang out together again, we have a show that we want to do. And we're very excited about it.
You talking about American Legends?
Yes, we almost did it, and then the virus happened.
Yeah.
But that would probably be the next thing that we all do when we're able to see each other again. All right, so I've never been on Metacritic. I don't know how this works. Oh, here's the New York Times.
Mark Trimble, thanks, buddy. Oh, the New York Times reviewed Miss March? Jesus, that hurts.
This is a good one.
Oh, good Lord.
Now, I'll say the New York Times has been good to us in the past.
They've been good and bad. They kind of fucked us because
they're fair.
Yeah.
I think they're fair. So, I mean, I disagree with them.
No, my problem with them isn't the review they gave us, but they baited us. Like, when you first come out, you get a golden opportunity to do a ton of media. And the New York Times reached out to us, and they're like, we're going to do, like, a big story on you if you guys agree not to do any other media, like, in print. So we're like, okay. So we said no to a ton of print to do this big New York Times piece, thinking it was going to be a review of our show. And then when it came out, it was an article about us and Human Giant and how we're the first sketch shows from YouTube to get onto television. And it was more about that movement. It wasn't about our show. And I was like, well we could have fucking done the Rolling Stone thing or anything else, you fuck.
Well, it was about now Zach, the old gray lady is the paper of record. New York Times is bigger than Rolling Stone, I think. But like, yeah, it was, which is actually a cool article if you look it up. It's about the first things from the internet to ever become TV shows.
Right.
And it was us and Human Giant were starting our shows in the same week. Mm-hmm. And so they split it, and basically it was about these two basically groups of comedians that had stuff online, and now they got a TV show out of it. And we were the first. Us and Human Giant were the first, and we started in the same week, kind of.
Yeah.
Thing. So I think it was a good article. The New York Times did fuck us over though, in the sense that, remember, they wanted to do a thing called a night out with the Whitest Kids.
Oh yeah, I remember that. But that was like their weekend section or something like that, right? That was some weird subsection of the New York Times, but that was fucked.
So they go out. So they're like, we want to do a night out with you guys. We're like, all right. So we go and we meet her at a bar. And then we're like, so what? We thought you wanted to she wanted to interview us. And she's like, no, I just wanted to like observe you guys. And we're like, what do you mean? And she's like, just do what you would normally do. And we're like,
yeah, she just wanted to like be a fly in the wall as we all got real drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she wanted us to like basically get
in retrospect,
wasted.
we never should have said yes to this. Anyone who's been in public life would tell you like, what good could come from that? Nothing.
So we're like, all right, you want to see what we do? And we were, someone had gotten me a bottle of absinthe from like a real bottle of absinthe from like Europe. And so we started getting like super drunk at this bar, and we kind of forgot, and she was just being real awkward. Like she was just there.
She did not talk to us, really.
And so we just, after a while, we're like, let's just ignore this lady. And so then we start getting drunk, but then there's a photographer that's taking pictures of you every now and then. We're like, okay. He's kind of getting annoying. And we
started at the Black Rabbit, right? Mm-hmm. So we drank absinthe at the Black Rabbit. So we got pretty weird there. But then we were like,
I had a real bottle at home
with wormwood, like the real deal.
Yeah. And I was like, let's go. And this is like when it was still illegal. Like, this was like, it was hard to get. And so I was like, oh, let's go back and let's do some absinthe. And then just being nice, because we don't want this like weird quiet lady and her photographer guy to come back. We're like, would you guys like to come back to my apartment? And they were like, yeah, it's great. So they came over,
we went up on the roof.
I thought was nice of us to invite them. So then we start drinking like the real absinthe. And we
it's
start
a process. You got to light it on fire and like do the sugar cube. Like we did the whole deal,
And we start getting punchy. And so then the photographer wants us all, we're all kind of drunk, and he wants us all to be like in a, like to take this group photo or something like that. And then as he's doing it, he drops his fucking camera, And so I start making fun of him.
I don't remember this at all.
Oh yeah, I started making fun of the camera guy because he fucking dropped his camera, like, kind of thing. And they've all been annoying all night. And so then everyone's laughing. So I think it's a bit, and I keep doing it. I keep on this camera guy. Like I keep ragging on him. And at one point he gets mad and he's like, hey, I'm just trying here, man. Like that. I'm like, oh dude, it's so cool. It's fine. Like I'm just fucking with you. It's fine. Like that. And so then like we hear from our management that they're like, oh, this article is not good. Like
I don't remember it being that bad. But we can find it. It's on the internet.
Well, no, I think our manager talked to them and like got them to like make it not as mean.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Because I think it was basically like, these guys are drunk, mean people.
Which is totally fair. I mean, that's right. Yeah. You want to pull it up? See if there's any choice quotes from that article. That'd be fun.
Well, the problem is, I just tried to pull up that New York Times article, but I don't pay the monthly thing, so I can't really.
Yeah, I can find it.
Yeah, look it up. See
the New York Times Miss March review or the
do that one, and then let's see if we can find the Times. I remember the article is called "The Cat Drinks Absinthe."
The cat drinks the absinthe, I think is what.
Yeah, because my cat kept trying to drink the absinthe.
The cat drinks absinthe. There you go. Oh, should I read this thing?
Do it.
All right. The evening had just started, but the Whitest kids were already sleepy. While they dined on hamburgers, the five-man comedy troupe was waiting for the hallucinogenic effects of their absinthe drinks to kick in.
No, we weren't.
Yeah, none of us thought we were going to have any hallucinations. I think we've all done this plenty of times.
Yeah, we used to go to absinthe parties up in like Queens and stuff like that. Like, yeah.
Here's a quote. Van Gogh cut his ear off when he was high on it, Zach Kreger said of the Emerald Green cocktail that went back on sale in the United States last year for the first time since 1912. I think that's true, though. I think I'm right about that. Absinthe's mythic properties are supposed to cause mind-altering hallucinations, but up to a point. The drink seemed instead to be making everyone sluggish, and no one much liked the taste. It's like soapy liquid, Sam Brown said. Though their Monty Python-style sketch show recently began its second season, blah, 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 blah. Oh, Trevor Moore and Mr. Craig are in town from Los Angeles for the weekend. Interesting. The group had convened at its regular haunt, the Black Rabbit, a prohibit... Blah, blah, blah. This is boring. The reunion began. The young comedians bantered about movies they had walked out on and the origins of the word okay. What? But for every round of verbal jousting, there was an equal period of awkward silence. Yeah, because you were just sitting there staring at us, you freak.
And your camera guy had her fucking thing in her... Yeah.
Mr. Brown listed forward and looked down in an unfocused stare. Well, Sam's going to do that. While Darren Trumaner seemed to have fallen into a mobile coma. Well, yeah, he's Darren.
Yeah, Darren.
Yeah. Were the men responsible for such deviant sketches as Hitler Rap Shy? Or was it the absinthe? Or was it you and your weird stare? In one of their more lucid moments, the four other troupe members teased Timmy Williams, sure, about his t-shirt, which was adorned with butterflies. Mr. Williams explained that he has become infamous for his wardrobe of childlike t-shirts, and now fans send him crazy t-shirts to add to his collection.
Do you think that happened?
And then, next line, no they don't, Mr. Kreger said.
I also like how we haven't changed in like 11 years. Like, I'm like, bullshit, they haven't. Yeah, bullshit, they haven't, they said.
I could so see that being like, yeah, so I guess guys know I really like to wear cute animal shirts, so people just send me shirts all the time. Now I got a ton of them. I was like, no, they don't. And then he goes, well, my mom does, Mr. Williams replied. After more silence, it was pointed out that the drinks were not yet producing any interesting results. So the Whitest kids ordered more. But when their waiter placed the next round on the table, Mr. Williams lay his head in his hands and declared, it's giving me a headache. It was time to leave. Why would this even be printed? This is so stupid.
This is such bad writing. Like, I mean, not that it's, I don't know. Maybe it's fine writing. It's just like, what an uninteresting thing to pick to make the premise of your article about.
Having retreated to Mr. Moore's nearby walk-up apartment, the comics seemed to regain some of their energy. In the messy one-bedroom apartment, decorated with a mounted deer head and shelves filled shrine-like with Star Wars figurines, Mr. Brown gently beat on a drum set. The group grew chatty and more animated, and the call went out for another round of absinthe. Mr. Moore had several bottles.
I had one bottle.
The group gathered around as Mr. Brown held a lighter beneath a spoon. He appeared to be cooking crack. I'm caramelizing the sugar, he explained.
See, this is just a fucking dork.
She doesn't know fuck about shit.
She's a fucking dork, and she's like hanging out and being like, oh my goodness.
I think they're smoking crack.
Yeah.
Earlier in the evening, Mr. Moore described a recent trip to the veterinarian's office with his cat, Beatrix. Beatrix had been ill, and he feared she had gotten into an open bottle of the psychoactive beverage. The doctor assured Mr. Moore that the cat's illness was unrelated. Now, Mr. Moore said, she drinks it all the time. Who is this writer? Who? Michael Nagel. Oh, Amanda Stern. All right. Good job, Amanda.
Yeah. So.
It really does. Somebody just said, Cool Ranch Chris said, this article sounds like an essay from a middle school history class. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's what you're going to write about? Like,
God.
Like, it was as if there was a weird lady sitting next to them, just
staring at them,
and her friend taking pictures of their faces when they would try to talk to each other.
Oh my God. Psychoactive, yeah.
So what? You should look up the New York Times Miss March, because that's how we got on this. We were talking about the
the gray lady. My computer is like running.
Someone said, what are people even going to talk about now that Trump isn't the headlines every minute, every day? It's a very good point. I'm very curious to see what comedians, some of them being my friends, are going to tweet about now. Because, my God, people stopped making jokes about 4 years ago and just started like replying to the president's tweets. Like, so it'll be interesting to see if everyone, to see what people do now.
Miss March engaged to Umberto Fantacci. That's not it. Hang on. Miss March, New York Times review. My computer is like freezing up on me. Oh God, here we go. Okay. It's called Centerfold Sentiments. The boy has girl, boy won't sleep with girl, boy falls into coma and wakes up years later to find girl as Playboy's centerfold comedy is the brainchild of Zach Kreger and Trevor Moore of the TV show Whitest Kids You Know. The pair wrote, directed, and star playing the odd couple best friends Eugene, Mr. Kreger, who lectures for abstinence now before the whole coma thing, and Tucker, Mr. Moore, a hound dog who runs the gamut of motions from goofy to goofier. Mr. Kreger and Mr. Moore understand the ABCs of comic opposites and comedy plotting. If I stopped right now, I'd be happy.
That's a very nice thing they said.
That's as nice as we've ever gotten on this movie.
I bet it's going to get real bad right after
I bet
that.
we're going to get eviscerated in T-5. After Eugene wakes up from his coma, Tucker springs him from the hospital for a road trip. Destination, the Playboy Mansion. Hugh Hefner plays himself, dispensing this nugget of advice to Tucker. You don't need to find a bunny. Find the bunny that's in every girl. Vapid. And the ending neatly ties up all the plot lines. The problem with Miss March isn't that it isn't very funny. There's much spraying liquid, predictable excrement, a smutty rapper, an epileptic girl, and of course, beautiful lesbians making out. Mostly, it all feels tame. Right down to the film's soft-hearted message of true love. Mr. Moore lacks the acting chops to turn Tucker into the force of anarchic mayhem that the movie needs him to be. Instead, he's just annoying. Mr. Kreger fares better in the straight man role. Oh, thanks.
Hey, look at you.
Hey. And the best line wasn't in the movie. A young man sitting behind me asked his friends to guess Mr. Hefner's IQ. It's a big number. The reply, it doesn't really take a high IQ to think that men like seeing naked ladies. Miss March is rated R.
Best.
You know what, dude? That's a good review for us.
It's not that bad. Yeah.
No. Dude, that's as good as we got on this movie.
Hey, you know what? I like the New York Times.
And who wrote that? Amanda Stern. No, it was by Rachel Saltz.
Rachel Saltz.
Rachel Saltz,
we would
you're
like
all
you to
right,
come
my
on
boy.
the show.
Yeah. You're invited. That was cool.
So yeah, New York Times is fine.
Polecat Games donated $5. Says, "Hey Zach, did you hear Paul McCartney's newest album, McCartney 3? If you did you like it? I listened to the first half of it. I need to listen to it again. I thought it was okay. I don't know." KM Moss donated, says, "Are either of you familiar with the staircase in the woods stories / theories? Rescue / deep forest workers tell stories of finding various staircases miles out in the woods, some in brand new condition. I have not heard of this. Have you?"
No.
Getting High with Dinosaurs donated $46. Thanks, man. Says, "Zach, go ahead. Keep eating. Say you'll tour again. I've seen you twice. Let's go for a trifecta." All right.
What did you not like about touring?
I got cabin fever real easy. I definitely needed to be alone to like recharge my battery. And I felt like I could never really recharge my battery. So I would just get real irritated with you guys.
Yeah, I feel like there was a level of dipshittery that would happen on tour that you were like not down with.
Yeah. And it's not, that's a me thing. That's not like a you guys were doing anything wrong thing. That's like, it's just like, if I can't be alone, I'm at the end of my rope. So I think,
and I feel like after a show, like Sam, Darren, and I would be like, let's do something really stupid. And then you'd be like, let's not. And then Timmy would be like, sure. And we'd be like, quiet, Timmy. Like that.
That's the dynamic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't know. Like, if we did it again, well, that's the thing. At the end, by the way, I didn't tour with you guys for the last 2 years of touring, not by choice, but because I couldn't. I had other things. But like,
right.
I feel like by the end, we had kind of figured it out, where it was just like, we would arrive at the cities on our own, get our own hotel rooms, show up, do the stuff. It was easier. It was fine. It was just when we're like all in the same vehicle going from city to city that it's just like that gets a little intense. Also, I get so fucking stressed out because I'm such a control freak and I so care like about the show going well. The tech rehearsals and like going into the club and like trying to talk to the tech people and like getting it all prepped and then stressing about like ticket sales and that, like that shit is stressful to me. Like I know it's stressful to everyone, but I'm just like, I take it too seriously. Like I need to lighten up. But it would just be like a little mini panic attack every fucking city, you know? I didn't like that.
Well, I would say that like I never really stressed the tech,
Yeah.
but part of that was because I knew that other people were stressing it, and it was usually you or Darren, because like Darren, Sam, and I toured for like another 5 years, kind of after like we stopped doing Whitest Kids, and and like Darren, like everyone fell into their things. Where like Darren would make sure that the tech was working.
Right.
You know, Sam would start working on the music, kind of stuff like that. I would like talk to the I would make sure that we got paid at the end. Like we all like basically really got good at segmenting responsibility.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Right.
So,
Which is good. That's a really good way to go. Guido Boner says, you don't need tech to be funny.
we do.
It's true,
My
though.
God,
I
we
mean,
do.
you don't really need it. But, like, it helps if at the end of a joke, the lights go down and the music comes up on time. Like, if you hit the punchline and then, like, nothing happens, people sometimes don't quite get, like, the sketch is over. It's awkward. Like, so, by the way, we can make it work if we have no tech whatsoever. We've done that hundreds of times where it's like the sketch is over and we go, that's the doctor's office sketch. People
See,
clap and move on. Not a big
I
deal.
always thought that was endearing, like because I don't think we've ever had a show go successful.
No.
You know, like it was always like us being like, "That's when you were supposed to turn the lights down," like yelling in the back, like you know. And I always just thought that was kind of our thing, like we didn't bring costumes, we didn't we put the bare minimum in, but then had a lot of energy. That was like I don't know.
Hey, Pants Your Ripper is just fucking saying Zach sucks, Zach sucks, Zach sucks. I'm gonna fucking ban this dude.
Ban him.
Yeah. I'm over it, dude. Pants You Ripper. Fuck off. Yeah,
Someone
know,
says,
I
"Who
just need to
sucks
let it
now,
go."
bitch?"
What's that?
Someone says, "Who sucks now, bitch?"
I've looked up and I've seen the same comment like 6 times tonight, and I'm just like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. Somebody wrote a very nice thing on the Reddit. I don't know if you saw that.
Wait, was it the one where they did a cartoon of me and a cartoon of you, where I'm like a fat libtard and you're like this buff Chad? Did you see that one? Which I actually thought was kind of funny.
But that's a meme.
What's the meme?
Those 2 drawings, and then you just put in the characteristics. But that's a meme.
Right?
Like they didn't draw that. That's been around
that
for
wasn't
years.
a drawing of me? I legit thought that was a drawing of me.
No, that's a meme. Like that's
Get
been
the
around
fuck
for
outta
years. It's the Virgin versus Chad meme.
No shit.
No, but somebody wrote a thing where we were talking about because we were talking about, and I think they took it the wrong way, because we were saying like, I just want everyone to be nice if we raid somebody. Like I don't want people to be mean, kind of thing. And I think that they wrote a thing where they're like, I just want to say a lot of the shit that we give you guys, we're just giving it basically, to paraphrase it, it was like we're giving it out of love. You guys talk shit to each other. We're talking shit too. We're trying to be like recognized. We are very nice when you send us into raids, and we're like, no one's really upset. It was just, I mean, and I think we all knew that, but it is nice. Like, I know some people take it to heart a little more when people are mean to them online.
Yeah,
kind of thing. And it was nice.
What is this clown baby? Biden thinks 1400 equals 2000. What is that? This guy's been posting that a lot too. Now I'm on one. Now I'm like got my band fingers ready. I'm like ready to fire away.
Oh wait, Biden.
I've seen this guy post this multiple times tonight.
Oh, I know what it is. Okay, so Biden said, Trump, the Republicans were like, we're gonna give $600 for a stimulus.
Oh right, yes. And then the Democrats wanted it to be 2000, so they added 1400, bringing it up to 2000.
Yeah, so they were like, it's gonna be 2000
about it.
So that's what it is. It's the difference between like, people wanted 2000. The whole thing is absurd in the sense that if you think like, if you're going to go down the road of the government needs to help people out because of these unforeseen circumstances, which is nobody's fault, and you could say the government's fault. Mm-hmm. Like if you're $2,000 a year isn't gonna, no one can fucking live off that. So either people need the help or they don't, so it's either got to be a regular thing, like you got to do like a UBI, like my man Andrew Yang has been saying the whole time, Yang Gang, you got to either do like a monthly check or what the fuck, $1,400. It's great, it's gonna help a little bit, but it's not and then they're giving all these billions of dollars to all these fucking bullshit
I know. It's
countries
really
and
fucking sad. Wait, some people are talking about the hippos are out of control in Colombia. I know that it comes from Pablo Escobar, right?
yeah,
Because he had a zoo. What's the deal? How are they out of control?
well, they just breed a lot.
So are they
it's
killing
like,
people?
Of course, they're hippos.
Awesome, dude.
But they're changing the entire
Ecosystem?
environment.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fucked.
So so they're like, we got to kill these hippos. I'm like, you're not. Good luck.
I mean, you could kill a hippo with a gun.
No,
No, dude.
dude. You know how hard? So they've got like in South Carolina, they got a problem with warthogs.
They do?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like you
And
get,
those are
if
really
you-
dangerous, right? They'll fucking shred you, won't they?
Not like a hippo, but
Right.
like if you fucking kill a warthog, the state government will give you like $500.
What?
Like that, they basically put a wanted
a
thing out.
fatwa on the warthog.
Yeah, they're like, you kill a fucking warthog, $500, like that.
because
they can't
are
kill
there that many warthogs?
too many warthogs
And why
Yeah.
can't people just kill them?
because they're fucking people are stupid. People don't know how to kill things anymore.
Wow.
You know, like I grew up on a farm, and they people, we had tons of deer everywhere, and people would always like ask us like, can we get permission to hunt on your farm? We had like 50 acres, and we're like, some people would say yes, like that, and they'd go out week after week after week, never got a deer. Like, it's real hard to kill an animal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, we can't get these warthogs under control. You're never going to beat hippos. So just deal with it, adapt. Like,
I feel
just
like a hippo you could get though. I mean, they're like so big.
they're tanks.
Wow. I've heard that some are letting the boars breed so that they continue collecting $500 a boar. Well, that's what always happens, right? Remember in like, in places like, I think it was in Mumbai, there was like a snake that was really causing a lot of problems. So the government was like, I tell you what, kill these fucking snakes. We'll give you $10 for every snake you bring in. I'm making this number up. And people would just start breeding the snakes in cages and just like,
Smart.
Yeah. And then they would get out, and it actually meant more snakes, were happening.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
Well, I've talked about this before. I don't buy that we need great white sharks. I think we should kill all of them. Like they eat the same fish we eat, so just killing them would just make more. People are always like, "Oh, there's not enough fish in the ocean," and they're also like, "You can't kill the sharks." Like, well, they're eating the fish.
Is there enough sharks to like actually dent the fish population? I doubt it.
I don't know, but I like surfing, and I can never enjoy it because like I'm always worried about a shark. So just from a selfish reason, I would really like, and I would vote for any president that's like, within my 4 years, there will be no more sharks.
Do you think it would be cool to get bit by a shark if you're totally okay and you got a rad scar? Or no? No,
you'd be
not
terrified. Like people are like, people don't like this take, but whatever. You know what?
Now, kill the jellyfish. I'm with that. Paul Bellini says to kill the jellyfish. I agree. I don't think jellyfish do shit. I also have no idea if I'm right or wrong about this. I have given it no thought, but like, I hate jellyfish.
Yeah, jellyfish suck. People are like, I have shitty takes tonight. I might. Hey, by the way, tonight, shitty take night for me.
Hey, man. Can't win them all.
Some nights you're gonna have shitty takes. This is what I have tonight.
Somebody says ignorant boys. Yeah, well, that's every show. That's okay.
This is what happens when you broadcast for 2 hours a week and you do no thinking about what you're saying.
Yeah. Could you imagine if we took this show really serious and we like worked really hard? Like, what if we were back in time, right? We were in our 20s, where our work ethic was, we would focus on this like crazy. We had 5 days to prepare, or 6, and we would grind all day. Do you think the show would be any better or worse? It'd probably be better. We'd come up with weird shit to do. But
I don't think so.
You think it'd be worse?
I don't think that's what this show is. Like, that's the thing that like you can always tell the people who like are just flipping through or like they haven't been watching the show because they're like this is This is stupid. That's the point.
Yes.
We don't know what we're talking about. This is it's two people. And by the way, that's what's going on throughout the entire country. It's everybody just talking to each other about things they have no idea about. And they're just like parroting back what they hear from, like, well, I like Trevor Noah. Well, I like Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
And they just kind of parrot this shit back and they just regurgitate it. We're trying not to do that. But by the way, what we're doing is very stupid. We have no idea what we're talking about.
Who was Bobo the Bear? I don't even know what that means.
I don't know.
Isn't that Space Bears? Is that a sketch?
No, the bear. Remember we did a bear sketch where the bear was like on the tricycle, the circus sketch?
No, I have no memory of that.
Oh, dude, I want to pull it up, but that's not this show. We should pull it up tomorrow.
All right, we won't remember.
I
Bobo
loved
the
it.
Space Chimp. Bear on the motorcycle? Oh, didn't we do a sketch where a big action sequence in a log cabin and someone's fighting a bear?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
I have completely forgotten about that sketch. Have you guys seen the Eric Andre sketch where he invites a bear as a guest? Yeah, that was crazy.
Well, we got well, we got
boys.
a couple minutes here. We got a couple minutes here. What do we do?
We kind of did
Conspiracy
Deep
Boys,
Boys at the
Deep
top.
Boys?
We talked about bullying, but I'm down if there's another Deep Boys thing. I feel like Deep Boys has gotten harder to do. I can't think of any other Deep Boys topics.
Well, you know what I don't like about Deep Boys is that people expect it as a thing now. I think it's better when it just kind of happens.
Yeah.
You know, so I would say, let's just say we're not going to do Deep Boys all the time. Deep Boys will happen. You can't tune in at 8:30 every night and expect a Deep Boys. You're going to have to, unfortunately, you're going to have to watch the whole fucking stream every week to see when the Deep Boys happens.
There you go. I like that.
But Conspiracy Boys, what's the craziest conspiracy that you believe?
Well, we've had this exact conversation on Newsboyz before. And I can't even remember what my answer was, but maybe we should do Sexy Boys, where we each tell a sexy.
All right, let's do Sexy Boys.
Maybe this is a stupid question, but could you guys tell a sexy story? That was the greatest fucking comment. Oh my god. I tell you what, I will tell the Sexy Boys story that I was gonna tell at the beginning, and this is not a good story, but it was my first girlfriend that I was sexually active with. I gotta lower my voice. I remember I was at her house. Her parents.
Well, Sarah's not gonna get mad at you.
No, but I just would feel weird.
Right. She's like, what?
She knows this story. It's not like a secret. I've told her.
It'd be hilarious if you had told her you were a virgin and that was a deal breaker thing for the whole time, and then she's like, what?
Oh my god. So I go over to this girl's house and we're fooling around, and I'm like very new to all this stuff. Like, this was the first girl that like I think ever saw my penis. And I'm like, you know, we're like, clothes are coming off, we're getting into it.
Someone says this is so sexy.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get even sexier. Oh, a time before this, I remember I went into her bedroom, I sat on her bed, and my hand felt something under her blanket. And I was like, what is this? And as I felt it, I realized it was like a big dildo. And she got like really like red. And I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. She's like, I think that would be a good idea. And I like went to the bathroom. I was like, she got a dildo in the bed. Like, I was such a prude. Like I should have been like, dude, awesome. Like, let's, you know. But I was such like I just was not.
What would be the let's part?
What would be the what?
Awesome. Let's what?
Let's use it. I don't know. Like, fucking show. I don't know, dude. Show me. It's awesome. Whatever. Like, go. Peg me. So yeah, I would have fucking yanked. I was like, dildo, and I just yank my pants off and just like get on all fours. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I'm like, I had never gone down on a girl before. So like, we're getting it on, and I'm doing my thing, and I start going down there, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just like making it up. and I'm trying. I'm going for a while, and I remember I look up and I'm like, just to like check in, be like, is this good? I have no idea. So I look up. I'm like, everything going okay? And she looks down at me and she goes like, and I'm like, oh fuck, I am like not doing good. And she just like gets up and runs out of the room, and I'm just sitting there on the bed, just like, what did I do wrong? Like, what did I do? Like, did I hurt her? Like, did I say the wrong thing? Should I have not stopped? Like, I have no fucking idea. And then I look up, and I'm like looking around the room, and I look at the mirror, and I see myself in the mirror. Do you know where this is going?
I think so.
Yeah, I have blood all over my face. All fucking over my fucking mouth. And then she's in the bathroom. So I got to just sit there like, I like walk out into the hallway like covered in blood. I'm like, excuse me. I think I actually need to use the bathroom. It was the most fucking awkward shit.
That's more awkward for her though, because she knows this.
Yes, it's way more awkward for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it wasn't like, whatever. That was pretty brutal.
I got one that's not as detailed as that. Like it's not gonna. The funny part isn't the detail of it, but I'll say, when I was coming back to college, so I had a girlfriend, and in college, and then she lived in a different state, and I went back to Virginia for the first couple of years. I'd go back to Virginia for summer, and so my parents were very anti-sex, to the point where they actually went through my credit card bills and saw that one of my girlfriends from Virginia and I had gotten a hotel room, and they were pissed. And I was like, also it's fucked up that you're reading my credit card statements, but they it didn't matter. They were mad.
So wait, how did they know she was in the hotel with you?
Well, why would I get a hotel?
To do drugs.
Yeah, well, so what happened here was I had so my girlfriend and I we're going back, and we're going back to the dorms. This is our first time seeing each other for a couple months.
Which dorm is this? Sorry, this is New York. This is St. George.
St. George Hotel.
So you have a roommate.
I haven't met him yet. My girlfriend and I got there a day before the sign-in.
Okay.
And so we're like, all right, so we're going out drinking and everything.
Is this the girl I met? Trevor? Is this who I'm thinking of?
No.
Oh.
This is you know this
from the Midwest?
Yes.
Got it.
So we go back, we're hanging out, we're getting wasted and stuff. And then we go and we spend the night in my room. And then we're so drunk that my parents are calling me because they're still in town.
Oh, they're in New York.
They're in New York. And
I don't know this story. I can't wait to hear this.
Oh, and they want to say goodbye. You do know this story because you come into it at some point.
Okay.
And so all of a sudden, there's a knock on my door, and it's my dad outside my dorm room, pounding. He's been calling me for an hour and a half. And
what time of day is it?
It's 10
at night.
So no, a.m.
Oh, so this is the next morning.
Yeah, she slept over.
Okay.
So he's knocking on the door because he wants to come in. And he's they've been calling me for an hour and a half. Oh, I have not been answering.
This is a disaster.
I've been wasted. And so I get up, and my girlfriend and I, I'm like, what do we do? And I'm like, get under the bed.
Get under the bed.
Yeah. And so we basically like a fucking sitcom. She jumps under the bed. My dad, I go and I unlock the thing. My dad comes in. He's like, what the fuck is wrong? He doesn't say fuck because they're very conservative, kind of thing. But I'm just, the anger was there. He's like, what is wrong with you? We've been calling you for an hour and a half, and I didn't know what to do. So I was just like, Dad, I think I have a drinking problem.
Oh,
I was like,
God, that's the worst.
Not in my house.
And this is on the first day of college? He dropped you off for one night of college?
Yeah, I got here, got so excited to be back in New York that I just drank all the alcohol by myself, and I I couldn't hear the thing. And so then he comes in, he's like, "We got to get all this stuff together. Like your mother's been outside. We're worried about you. I'm like, okay, you're getting everything." And my girlfriend's under the bed the whole time. And I swear, as my dad is there and mad at me, my roommate comes in, who I've never met before. And he comes in and and his dad's there. And so they're they're moving in and they're like, hi, 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 like that. And then I just grab the guy and I pull him aside. It's basically as I'm walking past him, and I just go, "My girlfriend's under the bed. My dad would freak out. Please be cool."
Oh my God.
First thing I ever say to the guy.
Wait, who is this roommate?
I don't even remember his name because he tried to get a new roommate a couple months later.
A couple months later. That means you shared a room with this guy for months and you don't even know his name. No wonder you want to get the fuck out of there.
No. And so I'm like, "Please be cool." Kind of like. And I go, and so then I go and hang out with my dad, and they yell at me and they talk about drinking and like addiction and all this stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah.
Fucking kill me.
And basically, so then my girlfriend had to like slide out. Like she had to wait down there until this dude's dad left. And then she like crawled out and was like, "Hi." And he's like, "Hey," and it was like, cool. And then she went on her way. But that was like, it was a fucking sitcom.
Wait, how do I come into this story?
Because you ran into my dad and he started swearing at you.
Yeah, but so that was the first day?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, that doesn't make any sense though, because we were roommates the second year of St. George.
Oh, wait, this is the third year. Okay, so you don't come into play. I thought this was
because I did come in. I think it was the end. I think it was like the last day of year one, where you were in your other room, and I remember I went over. Your dad's always mad at you. That's what I know is that your dad is always mad at you.
Always.
I went over to say what's up to you. It was like the move out day of our first year, and I went over and like I kicked your door in because your door you could open it with a hip check, so I never would knock. I would just come into your room, and I kicked your door in, and your dad was in there. I was like, "Oh," and he was like, I was like, "Oh, you're Trevor's dad," because you guys kind of look alike, so I like knew him instantly. I was like, "Hey, I'm Zach. Nice to meet you." And I remember I was like really like friendly, put my hand out, and he goes, "Where is Trevor?" And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, "I'm sick of this bullshit." I remember he said bullshit. He's like, "I'm so sick of this bullshit. He's killing me. Where is he?" I was like, "Okay, all right." I like walked out of the room. And to his credit, he did apologize later. But I guess it's so funny. It's like that's just every time there's like a drop off or a pickup with you, you go missing and he goes livid.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I wouldn't want to raise me though.
Yeah.
I think that's...
Sam's brother Nate says, "You got to do a better job describing how weird the St. George was. It was not a normal dorm." It's true. It was insane. We've talked about it before, though. But, I mean, it was like...
It was where they sent people with AIDS to die in the 80s.
Yeah. It's in that movie Big with Tom Hanks. There's a scene where he checks into a really bad hotel, and there's, like, gunshots outside, and he's, like, afraid. That's where we lived, that building. And it was... We've talked about it enough, but it was a fucking mess, man. It was just...
Check the old Newsboyz. We've talked about it. I think I kind of think we didn't miss again.
Yeah, I think we did a good job. It's
getting weird. Let's actually miss next week.
All right. We've done.
How would you like to miss?
Tomorrow, self-suck. We got to watch that bear sketch. I haven't even thought about that since we filmed it.
Yeah, we'll watch that tomorrow.
Somebody says call Sam. Now, forced abortions. Fascinating. Cool. Oh, let me check and see if I've missed some thank yous. I'm sure I have.
I think people are getting into Sports Boys, which is nice. I like that.
Wait, what's that?
People are getting into Sports Boys. I feel like Sports Boys is doing well, which is nice. You know, I want an entire week lineup of bangers.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Caleb donated $5. He says, "Hey Zach, my girlfriend has been pretty much begging me to stop drinking. I'm 23 and I just like to party. Long question short, do you wish you stopped drinking sooner and why?"
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a
Right
good
for the
one.
end?
What's that?
Right for the end. Let's do it.
Yeah, you want to do it?
Yeah. Do you wish you had stopped drinking earlier?
That's sort of a yes and a no. I think I actually kind of did it at the right time. I think I did it right when it was getting really gnarly.
Because you got to be ready.
You have to be ready. You have to be
Yeah.
ready. And you can't do it because somebody else wants you to do it. So, yeah, I think I will say this. It took me as long as it did to stop drinking because I had convinced myself that once I stopped drinking, my life would never be as fun and that the fun would be over and I would live in like an amputee or like in a black and white world for the rest of my life. And that seemed very scary and sad. And that was not the case.
Right.
So that I can tell you that, Caleb, like it's not as bad as you imagine it to be on the other side. In fact, it's really great on the other side.
As an outsider observing, you seem to be a much happier person post drinking than pre-drinking.
Thank you for saying that, and it's true. Yeah. So I would say, dude, go to a fucking AA meeting, man. Just go sit in. Just audit one. You don't have to talk to anybody if you don't want to. Just go sit. Just check it out. See how you feel. That's all I'll say. Yeah. That's kind of a deep voice. Marketable Ghetto Boy donated. Thanks, buddy. I Distrust donated $3. He says, "We just happened to watch Whitest Kid's Asian Hooker today. Pure comedy gold." That one probably hasn't aged that well. And here we go.
I will say I've been surprised. A lot of things that I think I thought would, because when we started this channel back in May or June, we were like, "Oh, are we gonna get canceled for some of this shit?"
Yeah.
And I don't think we were ever famous enough to be canceled.
True.
But B, like, I actually think our stuff has aged pretty well. Like, there's the outlier every now and then. You're like, I wouldn't do that now.
Some of the words we use, like the R word and the F word.
The F word, yeah. And I think that the thing about like the F slur, not defending it at all, but we were always trying to recapture childhood.
Right.
And that was ubiquitous, like back then. That's what you say, like when people took too long on the diving board.
Whenever
Yeah.
Whenever we use that word, and it's never making fun of the person being called the word. It's always a joke at the expense of the person using the word. Like there's a scene in Sam in the Bag where you yell at me and say, "Don't read it like a blank." It's not about me. It's about you're a monster,
Yeah.
And that's what it. So, but people don't see nuance in 2021. Okay, this is a big deal. Here we go. Domestic Camel donated $500. He says,
Thank you, Domestic Camel. That's amazing.
He says, "I hit $1,000. Love you guys." Domestic Camel, fucking love you, dude. Thank you so much. That is
amazing.
Tremendous. It's going to the movie. You just hit VIP status. Thanks, buddy.
Oh, I had an idea. This is a terrible idea, by the way, and we won't do it. I want to preface this with to telling chat we won't do this. But I had an idea that like we should do it anyway, just not with the charity money, the money that we've been getting for the thing. But there's a stock that's about to go public that's going to be huge, and I was wondering if we, as a group, buy stock in this thing on the day that it goes public and then sell that evening.
Oh.
We could probably triple the amount of money that we have, and that could go towards the movie.
Why wouldn't we do this?
Because it's gambling with money that people have entrusted us with.
Fair.
So
Well,
that's why I wouldn't.
What if we were to take our personal money,
That's what I want to talk about.
put that up,
Exactly.
and then put that into the movie?
Exactly.
I'm into that.
Yeah. I'll tell the stock. It's not insider trading. I just know Roblox is about to go public.
Well, don't fucking say it on the internet now. Everyone's gonna buy into it, man.
It's fantastic if everyone buys into it.
Oh, okay.
That's how this shit works. Like the more people buy into it, the more it goes. Roblox is about to go public, and Roblox is going to be huge.
What's Roblox? Are you saying road? Road?
Roblox.
What is that?
It's basically a gaming platform. It's a video game that has kind of branched out beyond that. It's become sort of like a Minecraft, where it's like, and kids love it. Like, you know, it's like bright colors and stuff, and you can kind of learn the rudimentary kind of basic things about how to code, which is really kind of popular with kids.
And how do you know it'll go up over?
Everyone's like boomer.
How do you know it'll go up over the course of one day?
Most of these stocks like that are like companies that have like a bit of wind in their sails, they shoot up the first day and then they crash like in the following days, kind of thing.
Okay. Well, I'm down.
Hey, let's ask chat. Does that seem like a good idea or a dumb idea?
That's a good call. Let's check. Let's do a poll. People are gonna message the fuck out of us as to why we should not do this. No, even if it is a good idea, we'll get people being like, "Don't do it for XYZ." But Trevor's plan is good.
Oh, by the way, Darren's the guy who like.
Yeah, we really should talk to Darren
a big
about
stock guy.
Wait, somebody. I just back to the sobriety. Somebody wrote something. Oh my god. Oh no, this is somebody spamming. Somebody said something about substance abuse and they were thinking about quitting drinking and they were asking how much is too much, blah, blah, blah. I just want to say real quick. If you're wondering if you're a hard partier or an alcoholic, and I've said this before, the way to know the difference is if you're suffering. That's it. If you're drinking all the time and you're loving life, then you're fucking doing it right. Go for it. But if it's causing you pain, then that's where it matters. Okay.
You don't think that there's people who are not. You think you don't think there's people who are like not aware that they're suffering? I don't know.
What do you mean not aware that they're suffering?
Like you think that it's just interesting. I've never heard it put that way, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, it's true.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Because that's the other thing. If you're not suffering, you're never going to quit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, why would you? Also, if you're fucking getting Hammertown all the time and it's working, and you're like you're not feeling pain, go for it. Right. But wait, people are saying, I get what you're saying, Trevor. A lot of people are with you. Good point, Trevor.
I didn't even know I made a point.
I didn't either, so I'm wondering if I missed it. All right.
I always worry about drinking because I drink more than the doctor says you should. But I'm obsessed with units, like alcohol units, where it's like if you have like a tequila, that's like 3 alcohol units, and they say you're not supposed to have 14 alcohol units in a week.
Who could do that?
I destroy that, you know. So that's why but also I'm a hypochondriac, so I'm always getting like my liver sonogrammed. I always get like all my blood work. I go to the doctor all the time because I'm terrified. But it's like alcohol's never, it isn't impacting my life in a bad way. Like I only drink on, 2 or 3 days a week, you know, and, but when I do drink, I don't think about how much I drink. And then the next day I'm like, oh my God, was that really like 15 alcohol units last night, kind of thing like that. And so my doctor has kind of been like, you're fine, kind of thing.
Dude, as long as like, if you feel okay and it's not fucking you up and like your wife is cool with it and you're not like falling short on your relationships with people or your professional obligations, or it's not like putting a barrier between you and the people in your life, like what's the problem? Go for it, man.
Right.
It's awesome.
Interesting.
Will
you talk to my wife?
Yeah, dude. Somebody says, Zach, how do you make sober friends? That was a hard one. Like, it wasn't hard to do. It was actually super easy. But I do remember thinking, because, like, for this isn't in our 20s. Like we would go out. I didn't want to hang out with people that didn't get fucked up like I got fucked up. If you didn't drink, like sorry, we weren't gonna really have that much in common. You know what I mean? Like on a like hang level. Like I wanted to be around the people that were going real hard. You know, that's where I felt I would just always gravitate towards the drunkest corner of the room. In retrospect, that kind of sucked for me. Like I didn't get to like make relationships with a lot of like interesting people. I was kind of hamstringed because I could really only relate to people who are like level 10 drunk like I was. Like that's something that I didn't even realize I'd like kind of like glitched in myself until like, you know, a couple years out of it.
But you like, you always like you always like worked hard. You know, like, do you think that alcohol actually like affected your work? I feel like
no, because I
feel like you were fine.
Yeah, no, I don't think it fucked up my work, my professional game, but I'm talking more about like relationships that I never made.
Right.
Is what I'm kind of talking about. Zach, have you ever talked about your lowest point with drinking? What was the day you decided to be sober? Well, I have talked about it.
Good question.
What's that?
It's a good question.
So, you know how it happened was the last year of drinking was one of those things where I was just on a bender a lot. I was drinking every night, but like for me, a night off meant I just had like 3 glasses of wine. That was a night off.
So you're drinking every night?
Yeah. I would take a day off maybe once a month. I would take a day off, something like that. And I remember it was getting very common where I'd be like, I'd been drinking hard for like 4 days straight. I remember I'd like be in the shower, and if I went real hard for like 4 days in a row, I started to get real depressed. Like I would get anxiety, dark thoughts. And I remember at one point I was in the shower and I was like, fuck, like I've got to take a night off. I've got to loosen up. But Ryan's party is tonight, and I know I can't not drink. Like, once I have 2, I'm having 15. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just felt trapped. I was like, I can't. Like, I have to drink at the party. I guess I could not go to the party, but that sucks. Just feeling like I didn't have a choice in it. Anyway, so I went to a wedding with my now wife, and the short story. The next morning, I decided I was going to like break up with Sarah. And so I said something really awful. Something like pretty like irreparable to her in bed the next
Like,
day.
were you trying to get her to break up with you?
I was trying to instigate a breakup.
Yeah.
I said something like pretty gnarly. And she started to cry. And I went into that like guy mode of like pull out, like bail, backpedal, fix it.
I didn't mean it.
Yeah. And I started my mouth just started going. It was like, you know what? No, I didn't mean it. And then I said, you know what I think it is? I think I'm really angry at you because I'm committing suicide in slow motion and nobody seems to care. I was like,
holy shit.
Yeah. And I realized as I said it, I was like, that I was telling the truth. And that like I was angry for that reason. And I was committing suicide in slow motion. And my dad had just died of cirrhosis like the month before, you know? And I was just like, I'm following the path like exactly like that. And I was just like, as soon as I said it, I was like, you can't unring that bell. Like that toothpaste is out of the tube. And I was like, I'm an alcoholic. And I was like, I need to stop drinking. And she's the best. And she was like, okay. She like got up and like poured our tequila down the sink and like had my back, and I never drank again. That was 5 and
that's awesome.
Almost 6 years ago. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, like that's great. I mean, that's
thanks,
like,
man. Yeah.
Like, was it hard because she still drinks, right?
Mm-hmm. She's normal though, so she'll have like 2 glasses of wine and be like, I'm done. To me, that's like doing magic. I don't know how anyone could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There it is.
You know what? We
Deep
just
Boys.
fucking did Deep Boys.
We did Deep Boys. Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah. We thought we weren't. God damn it. We can't miss. We have to be able to fucking miss at some point. It's
Oh.
getting weird because the pressure builds every
know,
time that we
I
don't
know.
miss. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
All right, dudes. This was good. It was good. Good ending. We had a good. This was a good show. All right.
We're the greatest. We're the greatest show on the network. Everyone knows it.
It's not even
you know,
fair.
it's shooting fish in a barrel at this point. Like, you know.
Hi guys, it's Aaron. Donated $33.33. He says thanks for another great show. See you at the after party. Thank you. Pope Poop donated $50. He says, would you guys ever go on Cum Town? Of course we would. Yes.
I have gotten into Cumtown during the quarantine.
Cool.
I don't do the Patreon like I should, but I like watching the YouTube videos. I think those guys are really funny.
I don't watch their stuff. You should go on the show because you're into it. But do they have guests?
I don't think they do.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like it doesn't make sense. I don't want to be a guest on the show. I'm like, there. Nick tells a story that is one of my favorite stories. Like, you know, and it's about him working at a kiosk, and I think it's the funniest fucking story.
Well, how
like,
can I hear it?
I'll send it to you.
All right.
It's so good.
All right, I want to hear
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Lush Future donated 13.37 says hashtag super spreader way cooler than influencer. Okay. Bark.
Do you like being a guest on things?
Yeah, I do, but I like to talk. You know.
I do not like being a guest.
Right. Bark Trimble donated $50. Thanks, man. He says, pumped for the movie, fellas. If you are looking for a small channel to raid, Battle Lounge are doing Wing Commander 3 FMV. Only a handful of viewers. Well, I think we're probably going to do the Fantastic Plastics again, right? I think people want that.
Yeah, that's kind of our after party. They tweeted it. They DM'd me this week, and it was really nice of them. They were just like, they were very thankful that we like send our people there, and they were just really sweethearts. So
Also, it's clear that our people really like them, so that makes me.
oh, I forget because this is what I do. They want us. They have a talk show on Wednesday that they want us to be guests on.
Oh, cool. I'll do it.
Yeah. All right, Zach will do it.
I'll definitely do it. Yeah.
I just talked about I don't like being a guest.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll do it. Yeah. All right, cool, dudes. Great stuff, Trevor. Love you, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow.
Love you. All right.
Chat. I'm gonna start this raid right now. Fantastic Plastics. Oh, are they not on?
Yeah.
Oh, they are. They're on. Okay, cool.
All right.
All right. Later, dude.
See you, man.
Mañana.
Bye.
Bye. Leaving the meeting. Zach, I think you should do it with Timmy. Yeah, I'll do it with Timmy. That seems like a good move. All right, dudes. Raiding now. Wait. Is it ready? I think it's ready. Raid now. Later, dudes.